Welcome in, welcome in. We got a big week here. We, of course, already did our Wednesday stream talking about just everything fantasy playoffs, our season. Tonight we're coming back. Some important decisions to be made. I'm sure a lot of people are going to have their start sits. We'll do our best to, talk them through. I would say ultimately, go with your gut. We'll talk them through with you, but I cannot stress enough. If you feel the need to play someone, play them. That's how I'm doing it. I don't like. I mean, of course, I care about rankings and expectation, but ultimately, I also want to go down with the guy that I believe in. Uh, so, that would be my advice for anyone. Setting their lineups this week. I know Dan, you have your own philosophy on that. If you want to, expand on that.
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in go with your gut. With that said, if there's one time that I am going against that potentially, it is the fantasy playoffs because the only thing I believe in more than going with my gut when it comes to the fantasy playoffs is I just want to basically. I kind of thought of like a little analogy for this. I basically want to play my greatest hits from the season. I just want to ride my stud, go with the guys that got me here. I just want to start my best players. I've just found over the years, I've been playing fantasy football for a long time. When I try to get cute in the fantasy playoffs and like chase that matchup or, this guy had a really good game last week, it just tends to blow up in my face. So I have just learned to kind of take the emotion out of the decision a little bit and just objectively go with these are my best players. These are the guys that got me here. I'm just starting them and I'm just hoping for the best. And I feel like last fantasy playoffs, I finally had the discipline to do that, to just, because I almost got baited into, chasing the matchups again. It's always so tempting. But I was like, nope. I've gotten fooled by that so many times. I'm just starting my best players, and it actually paid off in a pretty big way. I made some great start sit decisions that I would not have made if I was just going with what I felt or going with, the good matchup or whatever. So I'm a big believer in that this time of year.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I think your philosophy, the way you describe it, is also like what I'm saying. Also, it's just that's just normally what I do. Just play my best players, and
Yeah.
of course, if there's matchups are great ways to start and try and determine. Okay, these guys have both been good,
Yeah.
or equally. So
Yeah.
I completely agree. Play your best players. Know it's be aware of their matchup. Obviously, I really just don't normally care unless it's like really good or really bad. Of course, you're gonna play your good players in against bad matchups. You're gonna
Mhm.
play Michael Wilson. I think Marv's out, right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah. Marvin Harrison's out.
you're gonna play Michael Wilson over. I don't know, just you're
Luther Burden.
yeah over Luther Burden this week. He's playing Houston. Whoop de doo. Just pray that he gets. I don't know what he's been doing, getting 18 targets a game without Marv. So
Yeah, I was just looking at his game log. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, if you bench him and he goes off again, you're just gonna be like, yeah, well, what the heck was I thinking? Like, no Marv. Brissett's been on fire. Michael Wilson himself has been on fire. There's just no reason to bench him. Sure, would I prefer that he had a much better matchup? Not like the worst possible matchup. Absolutely, but that doesn't mean he can't have a really good game.
yeah, especially even if the efficiency's not there, as long as the volume's there, garbage time
Yeah, I
touchdown
mean, like he
maybe.
might he might have 13 targets and maybe only has like 6 or 7 catches for 70 yards, and you hope he finds the end zone. But PPR league, that's like what 13, 14 points, and then goes up to like 20 if he gets a touchdown. So I mean that should work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I see Jacob is in here. Says he needs to start 3 of the 4 following. He has no idea. I already see a name that we were talking about pre-stream. Diggs versus Buffalo, Neal versus Carolina, Warren versus Miami, and Tracy versus Washington. Diggs is off 2 duds. Warren's usage has been sus. Neal, is just sus in general, I would say. And then he's kind of mid. And then you just got Tracy come off injury. So yeah, I mean, basically every single person here has some kind of question mark.
Yeah.
He's also saying, yeah, Tracy has a great matchup. He's with Dart. Dart doesn't dump off a lot, and his 2 big games came with Jameis, which is good to know. I mean,
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, we both like Singletary as a sleeper this week. Not
Oh, yeah.
really sure what to make of Tracy himself. I would basically just say Tracy would be the odd man out there for me.
Mhm.
Devin Neal, the usage has been great. He's catching the ball. I think he's just going to touch the ball more than Tracy. He can make some plays. For me, it would be Tracy out.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, I don't hate any of these guys this week. Of course, like you said, Blake, they all have question marks. But yeah, Tracy, I mean, good player, and he's been pretty good since Scatterbo's went down, and it's a pretty good matchup, and he should be healthy. I mean, all the reports have been good. He had the bye week to kind of heal up. So yeah, in theory, like Tracy shouldn't be a bad start, but it is interesting hearing that both the big games came with Jameis Winston. And also, one thing I noticed about Tracy is that he really doesn't score touchdowns, at least this season. I believe he only has 1 touchdown all season, and that includes both rushing and receiving. So Singletary has really been vulturing him on the touchdowns. I kind of expect that to continue. I think Singletary is very sneaky start this week. I might even be starting him in a playoff matchup or two. I like him quite a bit. Yeah, I think Stefon Diggs is really sneaky. He had a big game against Buffalo when they played earlier this season. It's his former team, and Stefon Diggs is coming off a bye week. I think that could be huge for older veteran like him, getting the extra rest. Especially this time of year where he might be starting to wear down a little bit. So I think he's going to come in fresh off his bye week, and I could see a big game for him. I mean, it's a big NFL game. Bills Patriots. They're going to need Stefon Diggs for that. So maybe they've been saving him a little bit. I know he hasn't been playing a ton of snaps, but how are they not going to use him here? So yeah, I think I'm going to bench Tracy.
Yeah, and Jacob was saying he does have Tracy benched as well. So
Okay.
currently, yeah, and I mean, yeah, Diggs, yeah, exactly. Snap share has been really low. Usage has been bad, and even to be honest, even knowing all that, yeah, Dan, you're thinking there could be a good game. He had that amazing one against Buffalo. I don't necessarily have a personal gut feeling that he's going to bounce back at all, but I still like him as a better play than Tracy. Tracy's coming off an injury, which none of these other guys are. And I mean, again, yeah, Diggs, we did see him at least be good against Buffalo, really good against Buffalo earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you get a dud from Diggs, I wouldn't be surprised if that's just what Tracy's game is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. If Diggs gives you a dud, it's probably not even going to be that much worse than what Tracy gives you. Because as much as I like Tracy, in theory, I think for fantasy, especially with Dart at quarterback, Tracy's just going to be giving you those empty calories. You know what I mean? He's going to be giving you rushes between the 20s. He's not going to score touchdowns. He's not going to catch a ton of passes. And so it's just not going to add up to a lot. And in the fantasy playoffs, when in doubt, you have to swing for the upside because you're playing against the best teams in your league. Look at what Kyle Pitts just did. Tyrone Tracy getting you 6 points just ain't going to get it done this week. So let me just swing for the fences with Diggs. If we're right and, he kind of comes out of nowhere and has a game like he did last time against the Bills, you're looking at 20 points. So I'm not saying that's likely. I'm not guaranteeing that's going to happen by any means. He just as easily could score you 5 points, but that's probably all Tracy's going to do.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it as well. I mean, I could basically say same thing about Devin Neal to an extent too. I don't know if I'm expecting great things out of him. He at least has been putting up a couple solid games though. I feel better about him than Tracy easily. So yeah, I really agree with just leaving him on the bench.
Yeah, and at least Devin Neal's kind of a workhorse, whereas Tracy and Singletary are basically splitting the snaps. Now, I do think Commanders-Giants could be a high-scoring game, so I definitely don't mind getting a piece of that. So, sure, if you're really desperate, throw Tracy in there. Maybe he's due for a touchdown. Maybe he's due to rip off a big play. He's certainly explosive. So I'm not saying there's no upside, no possibility for Tracy, but I just think Diggs is more likely to hit a 20-point week.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, basically,
and Devin Neal, given the big workload for him.
Yeah, honestly, the only way that you're regretting benching Tracy, he just busted a massive run. Again, he's coming off an injury though, and yeah, Jackson Dart's not checking it down much with him. I mean, that's like Tracy's bread and butter is the pass catching, right, and the explosive plays. So, yeah, I don't just don't love him this week at all. And yeah, those if he was getting the red zone touches, I think I'd feel much different. Those goal line carries, that's what Singletary's been getting. So I would just
or if Winston was in there, that would make me feel better too. But I feel like the combination of like not scoring touchdowns, mobile quarterback that doesn't really dump it off. Yeah, it's just hard to see the ceiling.
Yeah, no, exactly. We got Jay up in here. What's going on? Welcome back,
Jay.
Welcome. Any big matchups for you? Hopefully hopefully we don't have any Kyle Pitts.
Oh God, yeah. Let us know.
Victims in here. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're both victims.
I faced against Kyle Pitts, and I think you did as well in a matchup with Blake.
Yeah, I'm a victim as well. Luckily, it looks like actually both of us, Dan, despite being victims, we're still alive as far as like projections would say. I think I'm projected to lose by, I don't know, like 15, but it's very high scoring. Like I have a really nice team in there. You do as well. You're projected to lose maybe by, I don't know, what is it? Like, I'm not sure.
Like 10 points right now.
Yeah, 10 points. So, I mean, hey, it's that's not too bad after a 50-point game, So,
yeah.
It's unfortunate because you would rather not play Kyle Pitts in week 15, but
the funny thing is, like, I had Bijan in the game, but it was like hard to even enjoy like Bijan's like damn near 30 burger because just like all the focus was on like Kyle Pitts. Like that's all like anyone could think about, including myself. And then just as the game went along, I mean, Bijan looked awesome, and it was just like, oh man, like Bijan's actually like having a pretty nice game here. But yeah, it was hard to even enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, it's probably not the best way to look at it. And I'm going to try not to have any expectations for my matchups and just enjoy it, enjoy the positives and not just focus on the negative.
That was easily the worst game I've watched all season for my fantasy purposes because I played against 3 Bijans this week as well.
Lord.
Thankfully, one of them, it's like he needed to put up 60 for me to be like, shaking in my boots in a point per carry. And he had like 33. So I'm like, that's like honestly like a win that he only put up 33 in that matchup. Now the other 2 matchups though, I would prefer he didn't. I mean, one of them was you and I, Dan. Like we're probably cooked in that league. The guy's just got a really good team.
Yeah.
Ours is just in shambles with injuries and just players being mid and things like that. So and then another matchup too. So that's gonna be a really tight one as well. So that Thursday night game was hell and it, like I didn't have anyone on the Bucks really playing. I think we had Baker, so there was really nothing to like celebrate. I guess Ibuka had like 10 points. So,
but at least embrace this. I mean, trying to find a silver lining for anyone that faced against Kyle Pitts or Bijan Robinson. At least you know it now, and you have days to kind of adjust to it. Now, if there's no trade deadline in your league, I mean, obviously it's sort of last minute now, or we're Saturday night here, so. But who knows? I mean, you could always pull off a last-minute trade. I actually just pulled off a last-minute trade in the league where I was facing Kyle Pitts. So I basically looked at the situation. I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, we're not going down without a fight here. So I made a trade to help my, projection this week. So I'm excited about that. But also more importantly, I mean, if you can't make a trade at this point, you can still adjust to the fact that at least you know now what you're up against, and you can adjust some of your lineups accordingly. So if you need upside, if you were debating between 2 players, maybe you break the tie and go with the player that has more upside, because you need to overcome the deficit to Kyle Pitts or Bijan or whatever. And then another thing you can consider, like if you have a wide receiver and you're playing against your opponent has like the quarterback attached to that receiver, I mean, don't get too cute with it. I mean, you still want to start your best players for the most part, but there are some situations where if you have another wide receiver that's comparable, that isn't attached to your opponent's quarterback, maybe you put in that wide receiver instead, because now you can differentiate yourself from your opponent and start to try to regain the lead, because it's going to be tough when your points are connected like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's certainly a silver lining. With that being a Thursday game and all. I mean, especially if you can make any trades as well, that's huge to be able to do that as you did in that one league there. We got by the way, let's get it in here. Says, hey, fellas, are we still leaning Gibbs, Marks, and Hendy over and benching Kyron? And upon reading that, absolutely. yeah, we know that Nick Chubb's out. Yeah, Henderson's got a great matchup. For me, it's probably in that order. It's Gibbs, it's Marks, it's Henderson. I mean, Marks just came off 26 touches, so 100% I'm playing it. Yeah, I'm just playing. And then Henderson, honestly, you could probably expect similar workloads between Henderson and Kyren. I think you could argue if you think Kyren can score, yeah, maybe he outscores Henderson, but if it's a Henderson game, that's sure as hell is a lot better than what a Kyren game will be on a split workload. Yeah, I'm completely good starting those three over Kyren. What about you?
You know that meme? What is it from, like Star Trek? And I don't even know like what the thing's called, but like it's a trap. You know, that's what I think of when I see this question. It feels like a trap with Henderson a little bit. Now, I'm not saying in general, like, oh yeah, bench Henderson this week. Henderson's a very intriguing start this week. I mean, the upside of him in a potentially high-scoring game and an incredible matchup against the Bills, that's very enticing. I'd be scared as hell to have Henderson on my bench, no question about it. But who are your best players? Like, who of your best players been this season? We can confidently say of those four, Gibbs is clearly the best player. And who's the second best player on the season? It's easily Kyren Williams, and it's not even close. I mean, Henderson and Woody Marks, love them both. Think they're both really good starts this week, but they are not even close to as good as Kyren Williams they haven't been as close to as good as Kyren Williams this season. I mean, look up their points per game in your specific league scoring and see what the number is for each of those players. I guarantee you Kyren Williams is significantly ahead of Henderson and Woody Marks. So I would start your best players. Like, I know you can rationalize it like, oh, it's a bad matchup against the Lions. Like they're good against fantasy running backs. And, oh, Corum's been coming on lately. But watch Kyren Williams just come out and have a good game anyways. I mean, there are going to be so many points scored in this game. Kyren and Corum are both probably going to eat. Everyone on the Rams is going to eat. I mean, like there are going to be so many points scored in this game. And also, I'll give you some insight as a Lions fan for, 30 plus years. I have seen this consistently year over year over year. I can't even remember a year where this wasn't true. The Lions do not play well on the West Coast. They don't play well in California. Now, I'm not saying like sit your, Gibbs or any of your offensive players on the Lions. Like, I'm firing them all up. I could see Goff having a few picks, but I still think Goff will have a ton of yards, multiple touchdowns. In any case, the Lions do not play well in California. They don't play well on the West Coast. It's just been true for like 30 years. I'm just telling you. So just watch Kyren Williams have a big game. You're like, oh yeah, so much for the tough matchups, so much for Blake Corum. I'm like, he just had a big game anyway. So I'm 100% starting Kyren Williams. Sorry for rambling on so much here, but I do think it's an important point. I think for me, it's between Marks and Henderson, and I'm going Woody Marks. Like, no Nick Chubb. I'm assuming that's official, Blake, as you mentioned.
So, yeah, I 100% agree with the Marks over Henderson as well. But, honestly, on the Kyren, like, I just disagree. I do agree. He's obviously the better player, but, like, they're literally saving him for playoffs. He's playing hurt, so to me, it would be unexpected. He got hurt. Like, that's why, like, Blake Corum, I think Blake Corum out-carried him last week. Or, again, it's a 50-50 split, so, like, for me, it's a touchdown or bust with Kyren Williams. That's what the play he is. Henderson is not touchdown or bust at all. Now, I think it's more likely that Kyren falls in the end zone. I don't think that guarantees a touchdown at all. So I think this is a case of you get, two players kind of converging with their paths. And I just like Henderson way, way more than Kyren. His range of outcomes. I think if you sit Kyren and he scores a touchdown, you're not going to be worried about that at all with what you're getting out of these other three running backs personally. Like you're expecting 12 carries from Kyren. I mean, the whole Kyren experiment is 100. He gets 90% of the rushing volume. He's not getting that. He's getting 50% of the rushing volume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you make an interesting case there. You got me thinking, but
it's a terrible matchup for as far as rushing goes.
I'm not even worried about it. Lions on the West Coast, don't even care.
He could fall in the end zone. Blake Corum's coming off of a game where he had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns himself. Like,
I mean, I love Blake Corum. Loved him at Michigan. Really great college running back. I love seeing that he's really coming on here.
Here's a question: would you start Blake Corum or would you start Trayvon Henderson? That's
I would probably start Henderson.
that's your answer. That's my answer. I am viewing
Wait,
Blake
are you
Corum.
starting Corum over Kyron?
I am start Blake Corum and Kyron have to be 50-50 on matchups. If you want to take it 52 to 48, they're the exact same play right now. They've been the exact same play for rushing volume. I think you can give a slight edge for expected. The first guy to fall in the end zone is probably Kyron.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Corum again is coming off 2-touchdown game. I don't think they're anything different of a start, honestly, at this point. With the information that coaching staff's giving us, so I
like Corum. I like Corum as a start this week. So I mean, me saying it's close between like Henderson and Corum, like that's not a diss on Henderson. Like I really like Corum this week as well. I think both Corum and Kyron are highly startable this week.
No, exactly. Yeah, they're both like. I just think that Kyron and Corum, they're identical plays this week, effectively. They're both Rams running backs with 50% rush share. Blake Corum's actually the better running back right now.
But I just worry. Like I've just seen it so many times. You chase the hot thing, and
it
doesn't go well in the fantasy playoffs. It just usually does not go well.
I am like actually like I'm definitely not a Blake or Kyron stand, but I've always been like acknowledge how people disregard Kyron's production. No, like this is the moment where you can actually be like, man, I'm very nervous in the league. I have him. Like I have to start him, but I don't feel any better about starting him than I do Blake Corum. Seriously, so I would be.
Yeah, I just feel like Kyron's one of those guys that like you don't feel amazing about starting in like the bad matchup and with the emergence of Corum, but like most people will probably just sort of start him begrudgingly, and I could just see him being like very pleasantly surprised come tomorrow afternoon. So that's my feeling about it. I'm going to think about it. Obviously, we got other questions here. But for the moment, I'm going to stick with my Kyron recommendation as well as Woody Marks and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, no, so that's, I hope that helps you. Let's get it. I mean, that's obviously tough, though, right? Like, again, I agree. Kyron has been, if you didn't get hurt, if he didn't get banged up and we didn't see his workload come down, then 100% I'm starting Kyron Williams. I can definitely agree with that.
You know the problem with Henderson, just real quick? I do really like him. I'm not trying to, like, give reasons of, like, oh, Henderson's a bad player or anything this week. But compared to these other options, I mean, Henderson, like, we were hoping for a lot better over the past 2 weeks. And, I believe he had both were great matchups this past 2 games and really did nothing. It was kind of that, like, empty calorie, like Tyrone Tracy kind of stuff. He didn't score any touchdowns. He didn't catch many passes. He's splitting work with Ramondre. I mean, yeah, I know Kyron is splitting work too, but I don't know. I mean, maybe Henderson's due for a big game. I certainly like him as a start. Love the upside, but it does seem like Ramondre is still kind of a thorn in his side, and you're basically just hoping for like a big play from Henderson, or you're hoping they give it to Henderson when they get in close, which is still kind of like, I mean, I don't know. Like, has that been kind of like 50-50? I feel like for a while there it was like Henderson getting the goal line touches, but I don't know. He didn't score last week. Was it just Drake made passing touchdowns, or I mean, why hasn't Henderson produced the past 2 games?
No, I agree that like Henderson's not some smash start. Like he's in a good matchup. He's a good player. Like that's what it comes down to. I think his volume is going to be about the same as Blake Corum or Kyron Williams. And I think his touches are going to be more valuable than Kyron Williams. So that's
it could be. I mean, Henderson's more explosive. I guess you could argue more theoretical upside. He could hit a big play or two, or I don't know. Maybe he hits a big play early, and then he just like has the hot hand, and then maybe it's just like a massive like Henderson game, and it's like, oh man, like how did I bench Henderson against the Bills? So like I definitely get it. Like I do not want to bench him. I mean, I wish I could play all 4 of those guys, but let's keep thinking about it. Let's answer some other questions here.
Funny enough, I think the question, I don't know, I saw one down here. Yeah, Rampant said playing.
Oh, but actually, wait. Let's just answer his other question from Let's Get It. He says BTJ, Judy, Slayton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. BTJ, Judy, Slayton. Okay.
I mean, I want to say Slayton, but it does kind of feel like falling into the trap that I'm warning everyone against. So for the moment, I'm going to say BTJ, but I'm definitely tempted by Slayton.
Yeah, I'm tempted by Slayton as well. I'm going to just be a coward and say BTJ once again. Let's get it. Honestly, the usage was actually a little bit encouraging from the last game. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and the Jags are playing the Jets. So, yeah, it's a good matchup. Yeah, I'm going to start BTJ. I'm going to go down with, okay, maybe BTJ hasn't, maybe doesn't deserve being called like a best player on the season, but he was supposed to be. And, we think the talent's still there, so it's like, it's got to come back here. It's got to come back.
Yeah, no, I mean, Slayton's just not good enough to Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Slayton, I love Slayton, like great, like waiver wire guy, great desperation start, but just not quite good enough to go over even a disappointing
Yeah.
BTJ in the fantasy playoffs. If this was regular season and you had a gut feeling about Slayton, I'd say sure, throw Slayton out there. Not in the fantasy playoffs, can't do it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I agree. And honestly, probably all three of those guys are gonna give you a bust anyways. So just play the guy that you're most comfortable with. I'd go down with BTJ personally. Rampant's back says, "How's it going, guys?" And how about the Christian Watson call last week, which is correct. He had to have had the best game of all those. I think if I recall, it was the four superstar receivers that he was starting Christian Watson over, and one way or another, Rampant was correct, and I was incorrect. What's the name? Jefferson. Actually, him and I think Ibuka put up 3 points as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do with these guys. I mean, I'm being an idiot. I'm starting Justin Jefferson the only league I got him. That's what I'm doing. But man, yeah, please don't ask a question about Christian Watson and those four receivers this week. Throw in Christian Watson if you're feeling Rampant. You're the Christian Watson guy in this channel now. If we're gonna have to defer to you on our Christian Watson start sits, he just keeps doing it. Toyotathon, it continues. Jordan Love's hot. Great call last week, and he says thoughts on playing Woody Marks over Travion Henderson. Luckily, we just talked about that in the previous question. And Woody Marks is again coming off 26 touches. I'm playing him, 100%.
Yeah. I agree. You just got to chase the volume, and they both have great matchups. I mean, the Cardinals were just absolutely annihilated by the Rams rushing offense last week. But both Kyren Williams and Corum had really solid games. I mean, they ran for an absurd amount of rushing yards. I forget what the numbers off the top of my head, but they were both great for fantasy last week. And Woody Marks has the backfield to himself. I think he's going to stay hot here. I mean, I could see Woody Marks. I forget what his schedule looks like, next week and the week after. But I don't know. I could see, depending, maybe schedule pending and Nick Chubb health pending. I could see Woody Marks kind of staying hot here and being one of those players during the fantasy playoffs that might help you win a league or two.
Yeah, no, great. Like tonight or this week, like genuinely, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Like he could be easily a top, like maybe like top 6, 7 RB this week. Like genuinely, it's just such a good matchup. He's gonna get all the volume. If he can catch some passes in this game as well somehow, that would be phenomenal for his outlook.
Yeah. And also, I gave a little golf clap earlier for Rampant. Great call on Christian Watson. And hey, I was with you. It was Rampant and I against Blake. Blake was trying to sell us on Jefferson, which usually isn't a very tough argument to sell. But yeah, I was there with Rampant pounding the table for Christian Watson. So I'm really glad that worked out. And yeah, kudos to you for sticking to your guns and having the conviction to start him over a proven perennial stud like Justin Jefferson. So take some cojones to do that, and I respect it.
What's the answer now this week, boys? Are you playing Jefferson or are you playing Watson?
That is so tough. I mean, I so want to say, you know what? I would say, he did it last week and it worked out. I think you got to ride Christian Watson. I mean, I would love to know. Here, I'll look it up while we're talking. I want to know their points per game this season.
Watson's higher. He is 14.
Okay, I'm starting Christian Watson then. I'm starting Christian Watson. Like, do I want to bench Justin Jefferson in the fantasy playoffs? And specifically when he's up against the Dallas Cowboys, which is like, could you choose a better matchup for him? Like, no, absolutely not. Like, again, that's another player I'd be scared to death to bench, especially in the fantasy playoffs. It just feels like the fantasy gods are going to punish you for benching Justin Jefferson in the playoffs. But why go away from what's working? And Christian Watson's just been the better player this year. So take the emotion out of it. Take the name off the jersey. Like, start your better player, and that's Christian Watson.
Let's hear from Rampant as well, if you're still in here. What's the decision? Because he had to make that decision last week between all those superstar receivers. So I'm interested to see. Also, how many people are you starting? It sounded like he sat like 3 superstar receivers last. How good is your team, Rampant? Let's get some. I'm interested to see what he has to say on this week here. We got Nahal in here. Says yo. He had Baker, Bijan, and Ibuka on Thursday Night Football. Luckily, he didn't go against Pitts.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Ibuka didn't go nuts, but At least he,
Didn't
scratched
kill ya.
double digits. He didn't kill you.
Yeah.
Baker actually almost nearly had a monster game with that touchdown callback on I don't know, maybe the second drive of the game.
Yeah.
And Bijan obviously had a great game, so that's a good start for you, Nahal.
Especially for a Thursday. I mean, I know Thursday this year has been better, but I just seem to have the worst luck with Thursdays in general, especially in past years. So yeah, I mean, on a Thursday to get those three performances, like I would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and then Hall says, "Oh, good question. Would you start Lad or Rico Dowdle this week?"
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
That's, I mean, they're
To
basically
me,
they're basically just the exact same play. The second I read that in my head, we got a lot of uncertainty what to even expect. My initial reaction reading that, again, I've probably been slightly more optimistic about Rico Dowdle than I think most people are right now. I want to start Lad. For part of me wants to just go Rico Dowdle here.
yeah, I'm leaning toward Rico Dottle. Now, I do think Lad McConkey is a better start than maybe most people realize this week. I could just see him being decent. I mean, I think he's probably like the only Charger that's going to have like a decent game here, if he even does. I'd really rather avoid playing any Chargers. I mean, if I can avoid playing Chargers, like other than like a Marion Hampton, and I mean, even Vidal, like I don't really want to trust.
Like,
What?
Even Hampton though against KC,
Yeah.
I mean those running backs are not even like themselves are funny enough not even look like it's Chargers like try to get him out of your lineup week 100%.
Yeah, like do not start Herbert, do not start Aronde Gadsden, do not start Keenan Allen, do not start Quentin Johnston, do not start Vidal if you can avoid it unless you're really, really desperate. It's pretty much just Hampton. And I think if you're maybe a little desperate, Lad. So I don't think Lad's a terrible start. Like if one pass catcher is going to produce, I do think it's going to be Lad. Wait, I'm sorry. It's between him. Oh, Rico Dottle. Yeah. I mean, Rico Dottle, I think he's like one of the biggest like mysteries this week. Because like I was like looking at like the different splits when like, Chuba Hubbard was active and, and then I did like another split with like Rico Dottle when like Chuba Hubbard was like fully healthy and like removed the games where Chuba Hubbard like clearly wasn't 100%. Like there are so many different ways you can look at it with like the different splits, like with the health of Chuba and everything like that. And you can make the numbers look really good for Rico Dottle, or you can make them look really bad. Like if you just look at the games where Chuba was like fully healthy, like Rico Dottle's points per game is not good. But I still love what I've seen on the season, though. You know what I mean? So I still really want to believe in that. I want to believe in that upside. So I think he's one of the big mystery boxes this week. I do think the upside is there. He still got like a ton of touches last week, even with Chuba Hubbard fully healthy and getting a full workload himself. Like they both got like 18 to 20 touches or whatever it was. So yeah, I'm just gonna like break the tie. I'm gonna avoid the Chargers. Give me Rico Dottle. Give me that upside.
Yeah, that was my initial gut reaction with just reading that comment, because yeah, I don't mind playing Lad. It's just, do I have a player that can that I have some confidence in, like Rico Dowdle, to at least get some volume, good ball in the end zone. He is a mystery box this week, so I think for a lot of people, I don't know. To me, I think a lot of people are pretty pessimistic on him. I'm more neutral on him. I do think a big game could be there for him, but I mean it's a good matchup. He's coming off a game against the Rams, and obviously there was the bye week, so I do think there could be something there for him. And Jacob also says, Dan, yeah, I don't know how I didn't pick up on this until reading. He says, "It's a trap" is from Star Wars. Which I let that went right by my mind. I was probably thinking about something else, but yeah, come on, that's Star Trek. Come on, that's a classic Star Wars.
I had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. As you could probably tell, I don't watch Star Wars or Star Trek, so
how have you never seen Star Wars? Like
I've seen it.
Oh.
I've seen Star Wars. I just don't really. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars and Star Trek. So I know, like, drop the hateful comments in the live chat. Like, I can take it. I've heard it before, but yeah.
To be fair,
I knew it was one of the two. I knew it was one of the two.
To be fair, I don't even care about Star Trek at all. But Star Wars, come on.
Well, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, more people care about. Yeah. Yeah, I just never got into it. I mean, I've seen it, probably even seen it like twice. Eh.
When you said that, I'm picturing you like you just like watch like the same. It's like you think it's like one movie. Like yeah, I watched it once. Like I watched that
No, I
one.
know there's like a million of them now. I mean, like how many damn Star
The
Wars
new
movies have
Star
been
Wars are
made?
terrible. They're awful. Everything Star Wars since the original six. I know that even the original like this second trilogy, I guess that came out, like that was like hated on. No, everything beyond that is just complete trash. They're coming up with like 1,000 like mini series and stuff like that. There's like the Mandalorian and things like that, but there actually is kind of a couple good ones there. I didn't even watch the Mandalorian, but there was like there's at least like a little bit of good stuff going on there, but a lot of junk going on with Disney, Star Wars. Yeah. I don't blame you for if you're not like Star Wars if that's what you're talking about. But come on, those original six classics, especially the original three.
Yeah, I think I just saw the first one, which is what actually like the fourth one, or whatever you call it. And then somehow I remember like in theaters, I think I saw like the Clone Wars. Somehow I got like roped into that, and yeah, that was enough.
Brandon is in here. Welcome. He says he's got four definitions. He's heard four different definitions of what a trap game is this weekend. Wrong. Woody Marks is getting rested more this weekend. Interesting. Who are they going to play? British Brooks?
Dare Ogunbowale.
Dare? Oh yeah, he does say Dare. Oh, he actually just says those two guys. He says Dare Ogunbowale and British Brooks will be getting more. I mean, I think
more snaps than who? Woody Marks?
But he's not wrong. Like those guys actually will definitely. Woody Marks is not going to see 27 touches. I think is actually what he had last. I agree. If that's what he means, he's not going to get. I think he had like a 90% running back rush share. Like that is just like absurd for like what Woody Marks is. So there is truth to what you're saying, but he's still an amazing play. He's still going to dominate.
What truth is there? Like, is there some report that came out that I didn't, hear about that they're resting Woody Marks?
When there's an injury mid-game and Woody Marks is coming off a 90% rush share, we can't expect Woody Marks to be going in and getting 100% rush share because he got that after the injury. Now, when they have a week to plan and elevate these guys from the practice squad, yeah, Woody Marks is going to dominate the touches. That's why he's such a good play. But he's not going to see 100% rush share like without Nick Chubb as we saw last week.
Not 100. I mean, it might be like 90. I mean, it might be damn close to 100.
Yeah, I think like what he's saying is it'll just be lower than like 90 to 100, basically what we saw last week, which I do agree with. But it's still going to be extremely high and way higher than it is with Nick Chubb in there.
I mean, in this day and age, I mean, if you get a running back getting 80 to 90% of the touches, I mean, that is elite workload, elite volume. So, I'm not, I mean, this is a fantasy playoffs. Like, I'm not worried about Dare and like British Brooks. I mean, hey, if I'm wrong about that,
legacy game,
a three-way committee, then hey, like I'll come on here and I'll say I was wrong, and kudos to Brandon. And by the way, respect the opinion, respect sharing the perspective, and I mean, hey, maybe I'll look into that a bit more, but. Yeah, I mean, those guys aren't even on my radar. I mean, Woody Marks, I mean, he's getting 20-plus touches. I would be pretty surprised if he didn't, unless the game script just completely goes away from it. But even then, he can catch the ball, so that might even be good for his value. So, I mean, either way, I love Woody Marks as a start this week. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it.
No, yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I don't even think he necessarily disagrees, but he's just saying that yeah, I do think they'll actually touch the ball. Another running back will touch the ball, basically, moving forward. But
hey, in your 32-man leagues, like British Brooks and Dare, like make sure to scoop them up on waivers tonight.
Legacy game incoming for British. I cannot even believe that's a real running back. I always get a laugh about British Brooks for some reason.
Yeah, that's a heck of a name there.
Nahal says, as a Trayvon owner, he does lean Kyren pretty heavily. He says he feels Henderson is more of a TD or bust guy. And at least Kyren is the confirmed starter. I mean, see, that's interesting because I think of Kyren as the TD or bust guy. And I also think he's not the confirmed starter right now because of the coach speak out there and because of what we see with the running back share. I actually think of them in basically the same situation. I mean, we talked plenty about those two, but
Well, just real quick, when you reference the coach speak, you're you're saying like McVay specifically said like, oh yeah, we're going to be resting Kyron a good bit and
yeah,
using more for him to get Kyron ready
yeah.
for the playoffs.
Yeah, they said like we're gonna see more Blake Corum going forward. This is gonna be, and we saw it. We saw it last weekend with the running back rusher. It was already like 60-40, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna see more Blake Corum. We need." They literally said like specifically, "We're resting him for playoffs. We need him healthy for playoffs." So that's where my concerns. I'm just listening to their to what they're telling me and what they're showing us on the field. Again, it doesn't mean he's a bad play. You have to play Kyron Williams over these other players, and obviously he can still outscore Henderson. I just think if he does it, it's because he falls in the end zone twice.
Okay.
Like I think that's the only outcome where he's like a notable better play than someone like TreVeyon Henderson, for example, or outscores him by exactly more than like 5-6 points.
Well, let me just ask you this: if your life is on the line, and you have to bet on either Kyron Williams or TreVeyon Henderson scoring a touchdown this week,
it's
Kyron. Who do you place your bet on?
Yeah, no, it's Kyron, but that's why I said like I don't think Kyron scoring a touchdown matters that much. Like if he just rushes in a bad matchup, he gets his 12 touches, he gets 50 carries and a touchdown. And one catch, that's 12 points. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? TreVeyon Henderson's coming off like 12 points with no touchdown, 11 carries himself. He has the receiving usage and big playability to compensate. And hell, he can again still score touchdowns. I just don't think he's a goal line back is the thing. So it's obviously Kyron that's expected to score more like a touchdown over him.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that that I'm expecting a greater performance or a notably better performance. He might outscore him by 3-4 points.
But let me just say this. If you were to calculate Henderson's points per game this season when Ramondre is healthy and active, I mean, it's going to be brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
That's like week 3. I mean, this is a rookie running
back. Okay, do it from the past 2 weeks. What's his points per game over the past 2 weeks?
No, exactly. It's probably like 12 points or something.
Yeah, if that.
Exactly. That's what I'm expecting out of Kyron Williams, like healthy now.
I mean, let's pull up Kyron Williams' game log. I mean, he's been like consistent as hell. I mean, okay, yes, if you want to argue he's more of a floor play, but I think there's more of a ceiling than you're giving him credit for.
If you want 13 points or something like that, and you don't want 9 points, sure, like you can play Kyron. If I told you someone scores 25 points here, it's obviously it's 100% Henderson. 100%.
I could truly see either of them score 25. If you tell me one scores like 35 or 40, like, okay, that's Henderson.
If Kyron could scratch anything over 20, I would be shocked this week. Like that's like how, just like I just don't think it was like that basically week winning ceiling is what I would say, right? I mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you look on the season,
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
I mean, like he had how many games?
Week 1, it would be
50 points does he have? How many would he guess?
How many would he have? What?
Single-digit fantasy point games this season.
He wasn't on a snap count. He was not. It was never on a snap count. Blake Corum did not have a 50% rushing share. That's the thing.
The answer is 2. He has had 2 single-digit games.
It doesn't matter to me.
Every other game, he has scored between, 10 points, and his best game of the season was 31. So, I think he has more upside than you're giving him credit for. But I do hear your concerns. I hear them.
I'm not even disagreeing that Kyron can actually be the better play and, again, score a couple more points. Like, if you care anything about ceiling, that's what I would stress. You play TreVeyon Henderson 100%.
And ceiling's important. So, believe me, if someone wants to go with Henderson, I don't think it's crazy. I just think the process play is Kyron Williams, and I bet you end up being pleasantly surprised. That's just my thought. But, hey, I mean, if I don't know, could we put some kind of wager on this? This is feeling like a Kyron Williams versus TreVeyon Henderson bet this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I don't even disagree that Kyron can score. So, I would say that if someone scores, what I would wager is if someone scores 20 points, it's 1,000,000% Henderson. Like, if someone puts up a notable fantasy performance, it is 1,000% Henderson.
But would you take that bet? Just who scores more fantasy points this week? Who are you placing your money on?
I who scores more? I mean, I think it's reasonable to say that Henderson, I'm not expecting a touchdown on him per se because I don't the goal line thing. That's what I'm saying. I think it's reasonable to say if you want 3 more points, like if you want to score 14 points instead of 11, or
because you're basically
13
just saying
instead.
swing for the upside with
Yes,
Henderson.
that's my entire argument is that there's no upside with Kyren Williams to like win your week. You're just playing like you're basically hoping for a Chris Olave performance is what you're hoping for.
I disagree with that, but I do agree if you're swinging for like 30 to 40 points, that's Henderson.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, on to the next question. Where do we leave off here? Let's see. Nahal. Oh, should I drop Jaden Daniels for a running back handcuff? I got Baker, and I might be able to get Love. Yeah. I mean, what do you think? I mean, if Brian Robinson's out there, I know CMC was added to the injury report. They still expect him to play. So, according to the report.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you don't need Jaden Daniels, I mean, he's not even playing. So, like, I probably would just drop him and try to. CMC is ready to go, but you could still pick up Brian Robinson. You could pick up. We were saying who was it?
I mean, what's the prognosis for Jaden Daniels at this point? I mean, he's just like in and out of lineups. Is he expected to play next week?
I would probably say no, though it was
he's
like
probably just going to be done for the season, realistically. Yeah, I would not be afraid to drop Jaden Daniels at this point. I mean, he does have a great matchup week 17 against Dallas, but like he might just be shut down for the season. So, I mean, he's a decent stash if you can. Certainly if you have an IR slot, like put him there and like don't drop him if you don't have to. But if it frees up a roster spot for a handcuff that you value enough, like I wouldn't have an issue with it.
If the best quarterback on waivers is Tyler Shuck or something, I actually probably want to hold on to Daniels.
Yeah.
If there's good quarterbacks on the waiver wire, I think you're good to just drop them in. So.
Well, it sounds like Jordan Love's on waivers now. Obviously, Nahal's not guaranteed to get him, but he'll probably at least give it a shot. I'm looking up Baker's playoff schedule just to see what that looks like. I mean, if it's bad, maybe I'd be more inclined to hold Daniels, and then maybe then I'd only like conditionally drop Jaden Daniels for like another quarterback like Jordan Love, something like that. I could see going that route. Okay, Baker next week is at Carolina. It is a red matchup, but probably not really scared of it. And then week 17 at Miami, that's a good matchup. So yeah, it's a fine schedule moving forward. So yeah, if you feel strongly, like if Brian Robinson's out there, I'd probably drop Jaden Daniels for Brian Robinson. It'd have to be a handcuff that I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, he's naming some like Tootin, Bigsby, and Robinson, guys like that. Dan Mercado, Keaton Mitchell, and Pirine, I don't really care about.
I think I'd do it for. I think I'd do it for Tootin. Might even do it for Keaton Mitchell. Maybe you could even talk me into Pirine just because it's such a good situation. I don't know about Isaiah Davis at this point, just because it's the frickin' Jets and they're train wreck. So yeah, I really wouldn't have an issue with any of those. But yeah, I would probably rank the handcuffs: Tootin, Keaton Mitchell, Pirine, Davis.
Yeah, and then Sean is in here. He says he's here, guys. Welcome, Sean.
All right.
And he says appreciate us going live. So yeah, I mean,
absolutely, our pleasure. Yeah, appreciate having everyone here. We got 8 watching right now. Please drop us a like if you would be so kind, and yeah, make sure you're subbed.
Nice. And then Rampant is answering a question from earlier, so sorry it took us a while to get back to it here, but he says he's going JJ this week, and he's going to take his chance. So.
Wow. Okay. I was just kind of thinking like stay on brand, like you rode Christian Watson and it worked out. Okay, so the Packers are playing the Broncos. Yeah, I mean it's not the greatest matchup. Yeah, I mean I'm not going to worry too much about that. I know Jefferson has a good matchup. Personally, I'm playing Christian Watson, but hey, I can't argue too much for playing, at least like the stud talent, stud name and Justin Jefferson in a great matchup. Definitely hard to bench him.
What's interesting is the key this week on Jefferson. And the thing that I would not have expected at all in Washington is the Vikings just stopped the Washington Commanders by 31 points. I mean, it was hilarious how bad the Commanders were. Like, I don't know if I've ever... That was like one of the worst like football games I've ever seen like an NFL football team play. They had no... They didn't really care about winning, it looked like. Well, Dallas is pretty damn good. Obviously got a good offense. The Vikings offense is going to need to throw the ball. So, and then it's obviously just a great matchup to begin with. So, of course, yeah, I think JJ, you're not really at risk of 3 points. I would be super shocked if he put up one of those absolute duds. Again, is he going to score more than 12 or 13 points? Hopefully. But at this point, I don't know how good the matchup how much the matchup means for Jefferson. Hoping for the best though.
Yeah, I mean, good matchups haven't been able to save Justin Jefferson. And Jacob's making me laugh here because he writes, Dan, play your good players that got you here. And then he writes, Dan, bench Justin Jefferson. Where is there a contradiction in that? Seriously, where is there a contradiction in that? Is Justin Jefferson the good player for fantasy that got you here? No. If you made the fantasy playoffs, you did it in spite of Justin Jefferson. And another thing is that splits matter. I mean, look at the splits with J.J. McCarthy. I mean, Jacob, you love numbers. Go calculate that right now. Justin Jefferson splits with J.J. McCarthy, and let me know what Justin Jefferson is scoring, what his points per game is in 2025 with J.J. McCarthy. It's going to be brutal. I mean, listen to the
9 points per game or something.
How many?
I would say it's probably 9 points per game.
9 points per game, probably something like that. I mean, Jacob will, he'll calculate it and let us know. But I mean, look at the last 5 games for Jefferson. This is a full PPR league. 8, 11, 9, 2, 3. There were good matchups in there. He had Baltimore, Chicago, Washington. Those are all green matchups. Didn't matter. So, yeah, like there's no contradiction in me saying bench Justin Jefferson for a better fantasy player this season like Christian Watson and play the players that got you here. I mean, the player that got rampant here is Christian Watson. So there's no contradiction there.
Yeah, and then Sean says Hunt, Addison, Dowdle, Chris Rodriguez. Full point PPR pick 2. So Hunt, Addison, Dowdle, C-Rod. For me, easy Addison, Dowdle. Again, Addison, great matchup. Actually, Addison's usage has been like shockingly amazing. When you're watching the games, you don't really notice it. He's been like scratching double-digit targets. It's just kind of one of those, like hilariously enough, as we're just talking about McCarthy and how you can't play Jefferson. Addison is kind of a really good fantasy playoff sleeper with his amazing schedule. You're not really, you don't want to start him, but if you need a desperation play, as you need when you're picking between Chris Rodriguez, I think Addison's a really, really good play with just his usage. And then you got Rico Dowdle, who again is a question mark. I'll take him over Hunt and C-Rod all day here. Personally, and it's even full PPR, so he's got some good, decent receiving usage. I think that's an easy Addison and Dowdle for me.
Addison and Dowdle, okay. Yeah, I mean, I just pulled up Addison's game log while you're talking about it, and you're right. I mean, he's got, a game of 12 targets, 11 targets, 10 targets. So, yeah, more than you would expect based on the minimal production this year, mostly due to, quarterback play of J.J. McCarthy, nothing against Addison. But yeah, similar to Jefferson. I mean, if you look at the splits with Addison playing with J.J. McCarthy, like his points per game is just absolutely brutal. I mean, past 6 weeks here, 8, 7, 10, 0, 9, 10, hasn't been very good. So yeah, like I like him as a desperation play just because okay, maybe he's due. Maybe J.J. McCarthy is due for a good game. Maybe he's starting to, maybe he'll start to get better here. It's a great matchup. I mean, if there was going to be a week, you would think this would be it. So don't hate Addison as a desperation play. But yeah, looking at the options, I think I'd go Rico Dowdle. I mean, speaking of best players that got you here, I think he's probably one of them there. And then let's see, other options are, Chris Rodriguez. I do like Chris Rodriguez as a sleeper, but the ceiling is kind of limited with the lack of pass catching. And he is banged up too. Makes me like a little nervous, even if he's active. I mean, wouldn't be afraid to play him if I needed to, but I'm just saying. And yeah, this is a full PPR. So, and then Kareem Hunt. I mean, I don't own any Kareem Hunt anywhere. I mean, how's he been? I mean, he's I always talk about him like he's that annoying guy that just does better than you think.
He's just back to his 12 carries and 1 or 2 catches. If he gets in, yeah, you might have 13 fantasy points. If he doesn't, you have 5 to 9 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be that like annoying guy that you're like playing against in a fantasy matchup that just like randomly falls in the end zone twice. So
he plays against the Chargers as well in that ugly game. Yeah. To me, it's just easily just hope for 10 targets on Addison and just hope one gets in the end zone. Like
that's a tough one for me. I mean, I could just see like stupid Kareem Hunt like being better than we want to give him credit for here. You know what I mean? Even in a not ideal matchup, but. Yeah, I guess for the moment, probably going.
Addison's actually been your best player. I know it hasn't been with McCarthy, Addison's
I don't know. I
actually
mean,
easily been your best player. Like, look at this dude. He was a wide receiver one with Wentz. Now I know again Wentz isn't playing. What I would
yeah,
say, I've been extremely pessimistic on the Vikings, just in total. I have not come on here saying
yeah,
to
fair
start your
enough.
Vikings and doing this stuff. But
Correct.
I am actually like I was optimistic that there would be a step forward or just a decent game for them. Now I didn't expect them to win by 31. That was actually terrible for fantasy because a lot of it came through the ground and the defense playing awesome, stuff like that. And Josh Oliver had 2 touchdowns, by the way. So
Yeah,
that could easily go to just anyone not named Josh Oliver. Important to point out. And look, Addison, and again, a great matchup. I just think that like if there is a week where you can start these guys, obviously it's them in this matchup. The game script's just so perfect though. The game script
yeah,
in that bad defense. If there is a week that Jefferson and Addison turn around, it is literally this week. It's not
yeah,
because it's actually this week, and that I can't like, and I'm just saying, well, it's got to be one of those weeks. No, this is the week. This is the matchup. This is the game where something turns around. If it
yeah.
is, and I'm not afraid to play these guys.
Okay.
And I think their
Yeah,
floor is way higher than 3 points or whatever they've been getting. You know.
yeah. If you feel that passionately, you're the Vikings fan. I will defer to you, and you talked me into it. I will say Addison and Dottle. My only point is, though, I would recommend. Wait, whose question are we answering? Sean? Yeah,
Sean, yeah.
Sean. I would look up points per game in your league and see what it is this season for Addison versus Hunt. And I also would bet if you did the calculation, I would bet that Kareem Hunt's points per game is better than Addison's points per game with JJ McCarthy. I would bet that, but I think I'd lean Addison slightly here. But
Yeah, it would be, but it's like, what's the
yeah,
difference between 9 fantasy points and like 7? Like I'm playing Addison in this great match. It goes against your thing, but like this is
yeah,
the context. Like I think you need around it where it's like, dude, yeah, like I want the guy that can score me 20 points here.
yeah. I mean, and Addison can. I mean, he can go for like 30 or 40. Like we've seen him do it before. So
He can score more fantasy points than those guys can in the entire game in one play. Like
yeah,
that's the kind of play like
yeah,
Addison is. And that's just what I want in my lineup.
yeah. But Kareem Hunt does have more upside than we want to give him credit for. He has had games of
Yeah.
19, 17, and 20 fantasy points this year. So we can't say he has no upside. He can get you 20.
But again, Pacheco. It's the same thing with Wentz though. If you remove if you remove the games where Kareem Hunt was was the workhorse,
Pacheco was out. Okay.
it's the same thing.
Fair enough.
Kareem
Okay,
Hunt's
that's fair.
useless, right?
That's
So
fair. That's fair.
that's
I will
why I
go
think
with Addison.
easy
You got me.
Addison.
You got me.
And
Go with Addison.
if Kareem Hunt outscores Jordan Addison by 3 points, whoop de doo. I hope it does not cost you a matchup. I think Jordan
Okay.
Addison could be the difference maker. It's important.
And just for the record, I mean, if
is-
Wentz was out there, this wouldn't even be a question. But that probably goes without saying.
Yeah, I mean, Addison with Wentz was super sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, wide receiver one, literally.
I love Addison. Like, I mean, like I so want to play Addison against the Cowboys. So it pains me to even have to debate it versus Kareem Hunt. But, that's where we are. But go with Addison.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I completely understand with how bad it's been, but yeah, I do have some kind of optimism with this whole matchup. I'll say, and then Rampant was answering the question about his stacked room. It's his dynasty team, makes sense, and yeah, he has J-Mo in the lineup, Jefferson starting. He even picked up Juwan Jennings.
Oh, okay.
Has Ladd and Odunze sitting. Ibuka played. And he's even saying he's tempted to start Juwan Jennings over JJ, which is funny because I was mentioning like Addison and obviously Jefferson's good stuff. Juwan Jennings has been so damn good as well. Super sneaky guy. I'm very happy to have him in a few leagues. Like, I don't think that's crazy to play him over Jefferson. Like that's the kind of player I think that you can absolutely play over Jefferson with what Juwan Jennings has been doing. I don't know what I would do if I was faced with that decision.
Yeah,
I'm not. That's a tough one. And Rampant, you're now the master of your playing the Jefferson. I'm gonna defer that one back to you. If you feel like playing him over, I'm not even gonna call you crazy after the Christian Watson one last week.
Yeah, I think that's one you could truly go either way on. I mean, Justin Jefferson was supposed to be your stud. He hasn't been, due to the quarterback play. And yeah, Jennings has just been like rock solid, sneaky as hell. So yeah, I mean, if you look at the points per game, I'm sure Jennings is at least better than the, JJ splits with McCarthy. But yeah, if you just looked at like the pure points per game on the season, regardless of the quarterback, yeah, it's probably like pretty close between those, maybe even Jefferson ahead. So that's kind of a coin flip. Yeah, if you have JJ in there, I'm not going to like talk you out of it. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, the Rampant was saying that Marks didn't practice early week, but it was just rest, and yeah, I think it was like a rest slash. He was banged up. He's always banged up, as we've been talking about here every week. Nothing changes. He'll be good to go. Frank's
Yeah,
back.
and also I think this is a good reminder to say, because I see Rampant's comment, or I think you even read it, saying how he's tempted to go with Juwan over JJ, but I might be less brave this week. Your instinct told you to go with Justin Jefferson, and I would say stick with that. Like those last minute, second guessing lineup changes, like yeah, I've done that many times. It always blows up in my face. So stay with your original instinct.
Yeah, it would be something though if Jefferson actually just ends up like actually paying off this week. You leave him in your lineup.
I hope he does.
I hope so too.
Yeah,
kind of the one.
I don't even know any of them, but like for all the Justin Jefferson sufferers out there, like I hope for your sake he does. I truly do.
I'm also just thinking about how. Actually, by the way, they were like sitting him because they were up so much. He was like trying to hide from Kevin O'Connell so he could stay on the field. I swear to God, like if you just are thinking about like just the narrative, like how can they not get this guy the football? It makes sense last week that again they were just up. They were literally up the entire game. They're not going to be up the entire game this week, and they need to get the ball out there to Jefferson and Addison. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just strangely optimistic, as I have not been all season with those guys. And Frank's back, says, what's cracking? Welcome back, Frank. He says, first round bye. No questions this week. Hey,
love it. That's what we love to see. I mean, hopefully like some of you guys, a bunch of you guys have first round buys, and hopefully we've been giving you good advice. So yeah, glad to hear that.
You know what? Like we really haven't got like too many. So I mean, like honestly, like feel free to just like rip into us if we give you some bad advice. Like it's good to get some feedback. I mean, we certainly like will remember if we give some like bad advice or something like that. Like the Justin Jefferson one, like I couldn't believe it. It was like 3 points, and then I think I woke up and it's like Christian Watson has 4 catches and 2 touchdowns. Like, you kidding me? I mean, Frank or not Frank? It was Rampant. I mean, he's got the magic 8 ball there. But yeah, I hope we've been really helpful for you guys this week. Or this season. Yeah.
Yeah. And we got AO in here.
Yeah.
Welcome. So good to see you guys. Thank you for what you do. Yeah, our pleasure. And then he says, Love/Brissett/Purdy. I've been rolling with Brissett the last couple of weeks and was able to just acquire Purdy. Interesting. That's a tough one. I mean, Brissett's got that brutal matchup against the Texans. And then, let's see, Jordan Love against the Broncos, another tougher matchup. And Purdy's got a pretty nice matchup against the Titans. I mean, we saw what frickin' Shedeur Sanders did against them.
Purdy for me. I Love is very hard to sit. Again, Denver's like one of just a couple. I would say there's like 3 defenses I'm pretty scared of. I'm not 100% sure KC's justified as one, but Denver and Houston are huge ones I'm scared of. And when you have a similar play in Purdy, great matchup, I mean, that could be a monster game. I mean, I would say it's extremely high floor as well on him. Jordan Love's been really good, so that's obviously very, very, very tempting. What do you?
I mean, it's still Toyotathon, right?
It is still Toyotathon. He you know what? I think he added his 2nd interception ever on Toyotathon. In the last game, so he's only 37-2 now, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, thankfully the interceptions don't hurt us too bad in most fantasy leagues. Usually it's just -1 or -2. Not the end of the world, especially when you're throwing all these touchdown passes like Jordan Love is. I mean, who's been the best this season? I mean, that's tough. I mean, Brissett's been amazing on a points per game basis. I mean, Love's been so hard. I'm probably going Jordan Love here. I mean, I'm not going to be the one that says to bench Jordan Love during Toyotathon. Like that's probably not going to end well for me. So I'm probably just going Jordan Love and ignoring the matchup. But I could definitely see the case for Purdy. I hate to say that Brissett's last in it, but I guess just kind of by default. I hate to put too much into the matchup, but man, if you got Jordan Love and Purdy, like, yeah, you probably don't need to mess with Jacoby Brissett this week, minus Marv and like a all-time bad matchup. So for me, it's between Love and Purdy. I could definitely see going either way. Would not fault you at all for going Purdy, especially after how brutal the Titans defense was last week. But gun to my head, I'm just rolling with Love, and I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, can't blame anyone for playing playing Love at all. I mean,
that game, like, I'm not saying it has like shootout written all over it or anything, because like we got two good defenses. So I mean, it could end up being low scoring, but I just would not be shocked if it ended up being higher scoring than what we'd probably expect for that game. It's at least in the range of outcomes. I'm not saying it's likely to happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I just Purdy, great schedule, got all his weapons.
That's a 4:00 game, is it not? Yeah, that's a 4:00 game, or late afternoon game, depending on your time zone. I mean, we've seen those games be kind of nuts this year. A lot of them have involved the Broncos, other teams as well, like the Cowboys and stuff like that. But like, can you just see like shootout between Jordan Love and Bo Nix?
I can see it. Yeah, I think it's possible.
But I mean, Purdy maybe feels a little safer, but I'm probably just riding Love personally. But would not blame you for Purdy.
Yeah, that's very tough. Like seriously, and then he says he's going against a Josh Allen Gibbs team.
I mean, he definitely needs some upside. I mean, do you think Purdy gives you enough upside?
I mean, he like if we're talking about, I would love to see what. Let me just pull up what Love's like actually done, like just literal points.
I should look at that as
well.
Yeah,
because yes, Purdy has upside, but is he gonna drop you 35 points? No. I mean, again, against of course they had a great matchup against Detroit, a beautiful matchup on Thanksgiving. He gets you 33. Gets you 25, a really nice game in Week 14 against Chicago. I don't know. I would agree that I think Love like technically has more upside. I mean, we're on complete other ends of the spectrum for matchup though. I just feel like the floor it has to be higher on Purdy. I'd be just so shocked if he had just a terrible game. I think like we've seen Love have some terrible games and terrible matchups. Again, it wasn't Toyotathon, so. Maybe he's just immune to it. I wouldn't blame anyone for playing Love here. I just I would stick my guns on Purdy is all.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. I just feel like with my years of playing fantasy football, not to sound like too much of a broken record here, but really just over and over, I just have seen that like when I chase the matchups and let that be like the main thing that dictates the decision, I usually end up regretting it. If I feel like the other player's better, it usually goes better to just start that player. So like, I definitely get it. Like you could argue, okay, Purdy's also really good and the matchup is much better, but we just, a lot of times, especially in the fantasy players, like we see good performances and matchups that you wouldn't expect them to. I mean, just, we see the unexpected happen every single week. I just would not be surprised if that's like a big 4:00 game that's dictating some fantasy matchups.
Yeah, and Rampant chimes in here, says that he doesn't play anyone against Surtain, or at least probably if he can avoid it on there. Of course, Surtain being Broncos star corner.
I get it.
Maybe here's the thing. What if he locks down Christian Watson finally? I mean, the Bears don't have any good corners, and he was just cooking them these well-designed plays. What if Surtain locks him down? Can I mean, that's actually a great question though. If we just think about it for a moment. If Christian Watson gets shut down, who's getting the fantasy points? I mean, I know you can say it's Dobbs or it's
an NFL team with like a deeper wide receiver core. I mean, it's unbelievable. Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Matthew Golden is still hasn't even like reached his potential or become like what he possibly could become. You can't even write him off. I mean, Bo Melton had a 45-yard touchdown. I've always loved him.
Bo Melton he's getting work. He's playing over like Golden or something. I don't know what's going on there. I was laughing when I saw he had scored a touchdown. But here's the thing though. I mean, probably it's just like one for one. When Christian Watson's had a good game, probably Jordan Love has had a good game. When Christian Watson's had a bad game, probably Jordan Love, I would suspect, had a bad game that week. Or if Christian Watson has a touchdown, it's probably a good week. If not, bad week.
But, I mean, with the receiving core as deep as the Packers, I mean, I just think it's kind of silly to say, like, oh, well, Christian Watson gets shut down, then what can Jordan Love do? I mean, he could not possibly have, like, more other options to throw to. I mean, yeah, sure, it'd be great if he had Tucker Kraft as well. But in terms of wide receivers, like, he's beyond loaded.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Reed. But, I mean, yeah, of course, like, it was
Dobbs
just
has been
Watson
good this year.
and yeah, he's been good. It was when it was just Watson and Dobbs. It was. I mean, we just saw some cold games with just those two guys. Again, there's no Tucker Kraft, so I do think it would be kind of crazy to sit Love unless you have again like a really similar option like Purdy in a good matchup. Yeah. Like I think that's I think I don't want to play anyone like worse than Purdy. I could certainly agree on that. That's close.
I mean, they're both good starts. I think they're both good starts.
Yeah, exactly. And then Smitty was saying, welcome by the way, says Lad or Addison or Terry.
Terry.
Yeah, and I think that's where I go to. It's just I'm going Terry. Actually, Mariota's back in. We saw him have a great game with Mariota. All three of
Yeah.
those are just a phenomenal matchups, by the way. So there's not even any impact there. Again, I think Addison's usage has been awesome, but it's easily Terry McLaurin for me as well.
Yeah, and I actually calculated the splits in full PPR leagues and 3 games with Marcus Mariota. Terry McLaurin is averaging 15.8 points per game. So compare that with Addison, compare that with Lad McConkey. I would wager that it's probably higher than both on the season.
Might be higher than them combined. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely Terry McLaurin.
Yeah. And then Jeb says, appreciate if we could help him picking 2 running backs out of Harvey, Hendy, and Judkins and Genty. That's right. He was asking us about these running backs. I swear we got this right a couple weeks ago because I remember that was such an interesting question.
Yeah, I think we said Genty. Like that was like the one we both agreed on.
Yeah, I think we told him to play Harvey, and Harvey had a good week.
Yeah.
And then it was we might have got one wrong. I'm trying to remember. It was either Genty or Judkins. Or something.
I think we were split on one of the answers. I think we agreed on Genty, and then I think maybe like you said Harvey and I said Henderson or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember for sure, but
yeah, I don't know. But they all had good weeks, though. Anyways, so I think it worked out. I remember, his running back room there. What a unique running back room. 4 nice rookie running backs.
Tough. I mean, I like all 4 of these guys this week.
Harvey.
I mean, what a problem to have here.
Gotta play Harvey. Like, he's RB2 and RB4. Tough matchup, but I don't care.
I agree. I really like Harvey this week, so can't argue with you there. I mean, how about Judkins? We have both Dylan Sampson and Jerome Ford out this week. I mean, he's gonna be a workhorse. I mean, he could be catching some passes this week.
Yeah, he could. I think that's enough for me. I don't want to play Genty versus Philly when you have these other options. I think Judkins just off pure volume is going to be the play. I think he gets a touchdown. Again, Henderson's really tempting to me when you have kind of these options, like maybe of between him and Genty. I'm playing Henderson, but I got to go Judkins, I believe.
I mean, unfortunately, I sound like the Henderson hater, which is so weird because like I think he has insane upside this week and definitely love him as like a upside swing if you need him. But I think I'd have to put Henderson last. I mean, like for me, I agree about Harvey. I mean, I don't know if I'd put him 1, but I agree he's got to be one of the guys. And then I'm just, debating between Judkins and Genty. I mean, if Sampson or Ford were healthy this week, it wouldn't even be a question for me. I'd be playing Genty. This is only a question because both those other Browns running backs are out. And so finally that could unlock, the pass catching role for Judkins, which is one of the main things holding him back. Of course, the Browns offense being the other thing, but hey, Browns offense looked good last week. So maybe they can continue that momentum. I mean, the matchup is not scary against the Bears. I mean, that's pretty enticing. I mean, the Eagles have been fairly generous to running backs too. And
here's the issue. Kenny Pickett is the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that is.
Is that an upgrade at this point from Geno?
Hey, it's possible. I'm not messing around with Kenny Pickett though.
Yeah.
Personally.
That's a bit of a coin flip for me. Okay, games in Chicago. I don't know. I don't feel like Cleveland travels really well. I'd like it a little better if it was in Cleveland. And then where's Genty play? Is it in Vegas or where? Let's check that out. In Philly?
I'm not sure what that game is. Yeah.
Okay, the game is in. Where the heck is it? Good Lord. Why can't I find it? Someone tell. Okay, it's in Philly. The game is in Philly.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're both are playing on the road.
Yeah.
I'll say Judkins. Judkins. It doesn't feel good though. It doesn't feel good. I don't know.
Genty doesn't feel good when you have these other Judkins. Yeah, I mean, I think you could have a point. You might actually catch some passes this week, and he's just gonna. I mean, he's been good enough. Genty's been really up and down. The pass catching's been there. I'm fine enough saying Judkins. All obviously great plays.
No, I'm changing my answer. It does not feel right. Doesn't pass the smell test to me. Gentie's the one that got you here. He's been better on the season. Don't get cute here just because, frickin' Dylan Sampson's out. I mean, I love Sampson, but like, and it's a nice boost for him. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think Judkins is a good start, but no, I'm going with Gentie.
Okay.
He's been better this season.
Well, J up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's even more interesting because yeah, I really like Henderson more than Gentie. So, J up, I'm sorry we can't help you more there. Like we're gonna be split on this one, but at least we've kind of laid out our thoughts.
Hey,
on
at
that.
least we're on brand. We agree on one of the running backs. In this
Yeah.
case, it's Harvey, and then we're split on the other one. I say
Yeah.
Gentie, and you say Judkins. I admit it's close, but I'm going with the guy that got me here. I'm not getting too cute.
Yeah, I mean, it also like don't be afraid, everyone in the chat, to chime in on some of these decisions if you got any opinions. Because Smitty does, he says Harvey and Hendy as well. So you can always consider. Yeah, I mean, with the chat. And Nahal says, "Wait, can you rank these running back handcuffs?"
Wait, did we actually answer that? Who do you prefer between Harvey and Henderson? Well, you said Harvey, right? Because of the previous question.
No. Smitty was saying Harvey and Hendy like to.
Oh, he was answering it. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. I'm dumb. Move on.
Yeah, Nahal is saying, can you rank these running back handcuffs? He says Bigsby, Demercado, Tootin, Keaton Mitchell, Ray Davis, Ollie Gordon. I would just have to put by default Tootin first. I would put. I
Had a Ray Davis.
Yeah, I'm thinking between Ray Davis here though. Like I gotta put him second, Bigsby third, and then I'm actually gonna put Keaton Mitchell next because Ollie Gordon got his lunch money taken by Jalen Wright, who they were like. I watched like a 5-minute like press conference thing about like Tua and McDaniels talking up Jalen Wright. Never wrong, by the way. Just early.
Our boy Jalen Wright. Like, I mean, we love this guy.
When we least expected it.
We gave up on him long ago, but yeah, I mean, I guess we just had to be more patient.
I mean, like, honestly, the press conference was funny because they were like, yeah, like, honestly, like, we've given up on him, like, but he's amazing. Like, that's what they were kind of saying. I mean, not actually, they never said that, but they were like, yeah, like, he's just been, like, fighting and he's been playing well, and yeah, it's a pleasant surprise. Yeah. I would literally prefer Jalen Wright right now after that game we just saw. But yeah, Keaton Mitchell, the Dolphins handcuffs, and then I don't care about Demercado, so put him last.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, not that I'm like trying to talk up Demercado here during the fantasy playoffs, but like he might be the starter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he's back healthy, he might be the starter. I mean, it'd still be some kind of committee, but he might be the lead guy.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So if you need a guy to start this week, like, I mean, I can't imagine you're in the fantasy playoffs. I don't
think he needs that.
Demercado. So
yeah,
feel free to ignore that if you're fine at running back. But but talking about the true handcuffs, because I wouldn't even totally put Demercado in that category because he might be the starter. Not a great starter, but a starter. But yeah, just talking about the handcuffs though, I would probably rank them. I'm gonna say Ray Davis as the number one handcuff. I mean, Bill's offense, he'd be the workhorse. No fumbling issues, unlike Tootin. Because I mean, that's kind of what's gotten Tootin in the doghouse lately. Tien has just been like the dude there lately. But I will put Tootin second. I mean, insane upside. Love him as a player. Love his explosiveness. I mean, I think he'd be awesome as long as he doesn't fumble too much and get himself benched. And then I will say Bigsby. That's a tough one. I think I'll say Bigsby because I think he could have more of like a fuller workload than like Keaton Mitchell. But I love Keaton Mitchell. So explosive, really fun player. I'll put him next. It's close between Bigsby and Mitchell. And then, yeah, Ollie Gordon, kind of a distant last, sadly. I mean, who knows? Maybe Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon kind of go back and forth, fighting for that handcuff role. Maybe it changes again. But for the moment, I got to put him last.
Yeah, and Patrick's in here. Welcome. I believe you're new here, Patrick. And he says, would you play Brissett or Mariota? We were asked this actually on the Wednesday stream. I believe we both went with Mariota, if I recall, Dan.
Okay, I really need to know, is this 4-point or 6-point for passing touchdowns? Because if this is 4-point, I'll go with Mariota because I'm assuming his points per game is probably better than Brissett. And you might have to, like, calculate it yourself, like take out the games where, like, Mariota, if he just, like, I'm only interested in the games where he played 90+% of the snaps or whatever, where he was truly the guy. If you calculated that in a 4-point passing touchdown league, he might have a higher points per game than Brissett, and it's a far better matchup. So in that format, that scoring, I think Mariota is probably the better play. If it's 6-point, it's closer. I want to say Mariota, but man, I mean, the process play might be Brissett, so that's a tough one for me.
Yeah. Mariota, great matchup. But then, yeah, I look back again on all his starts in Washington. He's just been a QB1 basically every start.
Yeah.
And when he hasn't been, it's been QB14, QB16. It's like he's just been money.
Yeah, I guess I'll go Mariota either way. I'll go Mariota either way, but do if you can let me know what the scoring is.
Yeah, and then he says it's full PPR though at least, and because he also attached Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs is out. Jacobs is gonna play by the sounds of it, but let's play it for a second. If Jacobs just was randomly out, Emmanuel Wilson or Genty, and yeah, tough matchup. Man, yeah, I'm crazy. We saw a great game. I'm gonna say Emmanuel Wilson personally over Genty.
I don't think that's crazy because I do think Emmanuel Wilson can like more or less approximate what Josh Jacobs would give you. It could even be better from a fantasy perspective because then he doesn't have to like share any touches with another running back. I mean, I don't think like Chris Brooks would do that much if as long as Emmanuel Wilson himself is active because he has an illness and it's listed as questionable. Mm-hmm. So make sure you monitor that. But I think Emmanuel Wilson would basically have the backfill to himself in that situation. He's a good player, and he produced very recently when he had that opportunity. So I definitely wouldn't be afraid to fire him up. I mean, there is something about it that just feels wrong playing him over Genty, but honestly, I really wouldn't have an issue with it. I mean, I'm trying to think what I actually do in that scenario. Wait, does Genty play at 4? Would you even be able to pivot to Genty at that point? Let's see. Genty plays at 1, so you would not. So yeah, I think what I would do is I would wait on Jacobs. And if he's out, yeah, you're not going to be able to sub in Genty unless you have some kind of auto sub feature where you can do it in advance.
Yeah,
but
sounds like Jacob's going to play anyways. So
yeah, but if needed, yeah, I think I'd go Emmanuel Wilson. But that's tough.
Yeah, and then KMX is in here. Says yo, KMX, good to see you. And also, yeah, do you have a first round buy on that Drake May dynasty team? I mean, I know that team was loaded, so let us know how that team's going right now. And also, it's been a great stream. 14 people in here right now. Make sure you drop a like and sub if you're new. We actually got a lot of new people in here, which is great to see tonight. And again, all the usual faces as well. J-Up's back, KMX, or I think KMX is how we figured out is how to say it.
Yeah, and I think we got 8 likes already. So thank you guys so much. Like, that's amazing. Yeah. And we got 14 people in here right now. So yeah, awesome to having everyone here. Thanks so much for the support.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we can help. I mean, it's a tough time out here, right? Big decisions, first week of playoffs. Maybe we were saying maybe some of you are playing against Kyle Pitts or Bijan or something, and you need to make the right decisions already before Sunday even starts. So
that's what we're here for. I mean, the pressure's on, but like we're up to the challenge, and we're gonna lean on our process here. We're gonna give confident answers. So yeah, bring them on here. Like give us your toughest questions.
Yeah, J-Up says he sent his team in the Discord and was wondering if we could look it over and let him know who to start and sit. Yeah. And he also just chimed in on one of the ones we answered earlier. He'd play Addison he'd play Hunted over Addison. That's what he was saying. So when we were talking about that earlier.
Blake, would you be able to like screen share and like pull this up, or can you only go to Discord on your phone?
I could. It would be very convoluted to do it. So
okay, fair enough.
We'll pull it up here. Basically,
I'm looking.
Starting Genty, Judkins, Henderson right now.
Yeah.
And what I would say is you got to get Harvey in there over one of those guys immediately.
Okay, yeah. See Harvey on the bench.
Yeah.
We also got Jackson Dart on the bench, Travis Kelce, Christian Watson, Pittman.
Watson, okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good team here. I mean, these are some tough choices here. Okay, so you started Ibuka. So, yeah, we can't change that. At least he didn't kill you. You started Baker. Solid game from him, so that was good. Yeah, so basically, I mean, what are you thinking? Like which player are you removing for Harvey, Blake?
We're going to get split here again because you like Genty over Henderson. I liked Henderson over Genty. I'm taking out Genty for Harvey, 100%. That's who I'm removing. And then also, like, even if you want to get Christian Watson in there, again, you might need to then remove, I guess, one of Judkins or Henderson. We were both Judkins over Henderson. One on the last start sit there that we answered. So, yeah, what do you think about Watson versus Genty? Let's just say Watson over Genty / Henderson. Let's just talk about them as a one unit.
I mean, I'm not dying to bench Christian Watson, but I think this time of year, I'm probably going to lean on like a workhorse running back over a wide receiver. Because at the end of the day, Christian Watson, he's producing and I believe in him, but like he still might just get like 4 or 5 targets. You know what I mean? And now he can do a lot on those. Maybe he gets more, but I'm just going to lean on the workload of Genty. I know like the Raiders are a mess and, they're going on the road here. But Genty's the type where he'll drop like 30 points like as soon as you bench him. Blake knows that firsthand. Like he had started Genty every week early in the season. Then he finally benches him and that was like his breakout game. So I can see that kind of thing happening here. So I'm going to break the tie. Not only, I could even bring the matchup into play, but more importantly, I just want like the workhorse running back over a receiver getting 5 targets.
Yeah, I think that's fair as well. Especially every time I see Yahoo, I think like half PPR. It's probably definitely full PPR. But I was like, so honestly, the projections it was saying like 9 points. Maybe it actually is half PPR, but I agree with that 100%. And also, thanks for dropping it in the Discord there. Good to see you obviously in there, and good reminder for people to join the Discord as we get kind of brand new. Getting everyone in there.
Yeah, links in the description. So yeah, check that out.
Yeah, exactly. And then Kamek says he's putting his hopes and dreams into Rome Odunze one last time. Is he even playing? I saw he was practicing, so I guess he's playing. He says,
all of a sudden I noticed that he's kind of expected to play at this point. That's crazy. So
yeah.
I was kind of liking Luther Burden as a sleeper and maybe still a decent desperation play.
That definitely puts a wrench in that for sure, though. Yeah,
it definitely puts a wrench in. Yeah.
Saying Browns are missing a Ward. Okay, good to know. You can't get a better matchup. He says sadly his league is on bye, and he thinks changes will be made after the season. Don't have a bye. So his league doesn't have a bye, so he can't have a bye. I see. And then he said J Up says he'd go Purdy over Love when we were talking about that earlier. Again, very close there. And Smitty says he's got one more. Purdy and Mariota, which I think I really think that's very, very close as well. I'm gonna just stick. God, that's close because I really think Mariota again. He's just been a QB1. He's been awesome, great matchup. I'm gonna stick Purdy though. I just this might be one of those ones where it's like I just think Purdy's a better quarterback, and I can live with myself if Purdy is the one to put up that dud.
Yeah,
they honestly feel like the exact same play. I'll say that.
But I think this is where you don't get too cute. They're both good fantasy quarterbacks with good matchups, but give me the name brand here. Start Purdy. You don't want to if Mariota puts up 5 points, you're going to feel like the biggest idiot. So don't do that to yourself. Just play Purdy.
It's a good question, though. Again, I think they're really, really close. If you had to rank them out this week with our projections. And AO is in here, says, heads up, connection's getting bad after a couple minutes. And if he closes out and restarts his YouTube, it works well. Interesting. So hopefully it's just you, AO. Let us know though, anyone else, if the connection's getting bad here.
I did notice that Blake, a few minutes into the stream, you froze for just a couple seconds, but then it never happened again. So I assumed it was just sort of just a blip on the radar. So yeah, hopefully that's not an issue for anyone else. Hopefully we're coming through okay here. But yeah, if we're not, please let us know.
Yeah, no other comments. Normally,
okay.
People are good for that, letting us know.
Yeah.
So I
But yeah, if you are having any issues, definitely try quitting your YouTube or refreshing it or something. Maybe that might fix it.
Yeah, no, great point. And Smitty was saying, okay, here we go. First defensive question here.
Let's go.
Broncos D or Packers D in the same game? Wow. It's got to be Broncos D. Broncos D has just been better at generating turnovers. They've just been better
Yeah.
They're better. I'm playing them. Both are good offenses just in general.
Hmm.
Maybe there's upside that Josh Jacobs gets banged up in the game too as a bonus. I'm playing Broncos.
That is a tough one. I mean, I guess I'll break the tie on. I'm assuming the Broncos D has been, the better
Top
defense
top
for
two,
fantasy.
top two for fantasy.
Okay,
Green Bay
I'll,
has been
I'll go with
really
that. They're at
disappointing.
home. Yeah,
Green
they're at home.
Bay. Sorry, I was just saying Green Bay felt like a good defense to start the year. I had them in the league. They've been so mediocre. So
Okay.
uh,
They're on the road. I think can't remember who said it, probably fantasy points or something, but I feel like someone said like the Packers don't play as well on the road, or it may have even been specifically the defense. So yeah, I'll lean toward the Broncos there. Like ride the horse that got you here.
yeah, I mean it's really interesting because it's the same game. The Broncos just have been flat out better though. So
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just I'll rely on that when in doubt.
yeah, exactly. They can generate turnovers, sacks.
Yeah. So even if there's some points scored, yeah, hopefully they get some
Yeah.
other stuff.
Yeah, and then Vincent was coming in here saying, and welcome, says Judkins this week. He's saying he's going to be, nuclear this week, and he's saying, okay, interesting. He's chiming in saying that he thinks he'll catch like 5 passes. So I mean, yeah, with everyone
Yeah,
out,
I can see it.
we were speculating that the receiving work, which has been the issue with Judkins, if that is there, then Judkins in a lot of these starts is absolutely the answer. I think thankfully we've been, well, I mean, hopefully, thankfully, if this is true and happens, we have been saying to just kind of fire up Judkins in these scenarios where it's feeling like a 50-50. There is upside, though, of that catching of, I mean, Shedeur put up a good game at least. Would be nice if he could run that back, and they were still running Wildcat, by the way, on that. I don't know if you saw on that game-winning play. Instead of rolling Shedeur out there, they ran some crazy trick Wildcat play that didn't work. But they just refused. I mean, there's legit upside of Judkins scoring multiple TDs in these games because they're just giving him Wildcat stuff. Like that's awesome for fantasy.
Yeah.
You love to see that as a Judkins owner.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like Judkins this week. I mean, it's tough when we get these questions where it's like all these stud running backs and like, okay, pick 2, and then whichever 2 I don't pick, it sounds like I'm dissing them or don't like them this week. But no, I really like Judkins this week. I definitely think that the lack of Sampson and Jerome Ford is a nice bonus that could unlock a little more upside for him. Assuming in full PPR leagues especially. I am kind of curious what the difference is like on the season between them. So I pulled that up right now. This is for full PPR leagues.
Between who?
Gentry is at 14.1 points per game. Judkins is at 11.9. So just a little over 2 points per game difference. So I guess you could argue that, okay, if Judkins has the whole backfield himself and, that PPR potential now, does that kind of make up the difference, that 2 points per game? You would think it would. So you could kind of argue that in terms of like, okay, who's best? Like, it's probably about pretty close to like a coin flip there. I mean, I said Gentry earlier. It's close though. I mean, that's not an easy call.
Yeah. And J-Up says he started AD Mitchell last week and he lost because I'm sorry, man. That Brady Cook. There was the inside joke about Adrian Martinez last week. Thought he was in there. Brady Cook, whoever that is their quarterback. I know he's been on that team a couple of years, I believe, but he sold you, lost by 3 points, and you would have won in clinch playoffs a spot. Sorry to hear that. After starting 0-7, that's right. You were saying you were on the 7-game win streak. And Corum had 27 on their bench. And we were saying to Rip, that was 100% we said to start Mitchell. So, yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. When you get that Tyron injury earlier and Blake Corum going nuts, I'm sorry about that one, J-Up. I mean, on the 7-game win streak, too. I'm sure it certainly felt like you were going to get that eighth win guaranteed.
That's brutal.
Did Mitchell even score a point that game? I think
not much. I could look it up, but it was brutal.
Yeah, I mean the second you saw that Tyrod going down. It's
you put frickin' Brady Cook in there, like all bets are off. So unfortunately we can't predict things like that. I wish we could. But that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that didn't work out.
Yeah, no chance he's throwing in. No chance he's starting
At
anyone
Magnus, so yeah.
with Brady Cook
Punt,
in there.
punt him
Jesus.
into the sun.
Yeah, safe to say at least this week you can keep all your Jets
You
on
know
the
what?
bench.
I think you need to cut him from your roster just to make a statement. You know what I
That's right.
mean? Like the rest of the locker room's got to see that. Like
Well,
that's not going to be tolerated on this
but
fantasy
he's
team.
not in playoffs now, and it's probably redraft, so he wouldn't even matter.
Oh, he missed the playoffs because of it.
Yeah,
Oh, good lord, good lord. That is rough. Oh man.
yeah. It sucks because Tyrod. This is the thing. If Tyrod stayed in the game for like a quarter and a half,
Mm-hmm.
you might have got those 3 points. You probably get those 3 points, honestly. But
I mean,
because
the
Tyrod
thing,
went out so quick, it was like it might have been like second series of the game.
yeah. I mean, the
Screwed
thing with
everything over.
Corum is that like he so easily could have had like
Yeah,
10 carries for 50 yards and like no catches and no touchdowns. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah,
I mean, sure, it's easy to look at Corum now and be like, oh man, like he's had, 2 good games in a row. But like at the time, like, sure, he was coming up off a 14-point game. But before that, 2 points, 1 point,
yeah.
6
No,
points,
it
6
was
points, 5
yeah.
points, 2 points.
It was certainly the right play at the time, but
Yeah. It
yeah.
sucks that it didn't work out. So
It
yeah,
was a
I'm sorry about that.
Quorum legacy game, and yeah,
Uh,
that's fantasy for
yeah.
you, man.
It sucks that it came down to something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a tough pill to swallow.
You wish that would happen on week 3 or something, not
Right,
when you're trying to get in.
They got so close. But hey, I mean, 7-game winning streak is impressive. So you're obviously doing some things right. So keep your head up. There's always next season, and I'm sure you'll come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, Rampant was saying. Okay, Rampant's saying Judkins feels like a trap. We've been throwing out some traps here. We've had some traps in the chat.
That's been the big buzzword today.
That has
Yeah.
been.
Like, yeah.
He's saying he feels like a trap. Expect the tight ends to get a lot of work. I am absolutely expecting the tight ends to get a lot of work. Like as in just fanning because who's the other tight end and Njoku's out. I don't know. Is Harrison Bryant somehow on that roster again? He's always on the Browns somehow. But yeah, I don't know. Look, the work's gonna be there. And if the pass catching is there, Judkins is gonna be an awesome start. Obviously, that's been the question though: is can he get in the end zone? And that's why his actual overall production has been a little underwhelming. He is set up well this week, really well.
He is set up well. It's going to be feast or famine because, like, I don't even think it's a bad call. Rampant saying Judkins feels like a trap. I can see that. Like,
feels like a trap every week. Because
kind of is. Like, I mean, I've been helping my brother with this redraft team that has both like Judkins and Henderson on it.
Yeah.
So I have some firsthand experience trying to like make the start sets, and both those players have definitely been traps at times this season. Where you're just like you thought you were getting something. It's just like, oh man, like they're just like fool's gold. But they've hit at times too. Like we've seen some big spike weeks from them. So both Judkins and Henderson really feel like it's going to be feast or famine. It's going to be like one extreme or the other. So
yeah,
hard to say which. But yeah, I do think there's some trap potential for each player.
Yeah, no, especially on just a running back that is on a bad losing team and doesn't catch passes. Right. Yeah, that's.
Hopefully this week he does catch passes.
Exactly.
That's the thing. That's but we haven't seen it yet. But I mean, in theory, some running back has to catch passes. I mean, I guess they could just not throw the running back, but
Pierce Strong is elevated. I mean, he'll probably will be getting some receiving work there, of course.
Well, he's not on the Browns. He's on the Packers.
Oh, okay. I was just assuming he was on the Browns when I saw he got elevated.
No, apparently the Packers signed him at some point. God knows when.
Someone drop in here who the Browns RB2 is right now. It's probably someone.
I'll look it up. I mean, like, I don't think I could even venture a guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who it is? Raheem Sanders.
Oh, okay. And I mean, he's not even a pass catcher. So yeah, that actually is really looking good for Judkins this week. So for the receiving.
But I mean, the only thing that makes me nervous is like I hate starting someone in round 1 of the fantasy playoffs based on like something I'm projecting. Now you can argue it's likely, it's logical, like all that stuff, and I wouldn't disagree, but we just haven't seen it yet. That makes me just a touch nervous.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I guess, but all of these start six and stuff are just basically these guys aren't even really any better play than Judkins on a normal week. They're maybe slightly better or something, but then they're in a bad matchup. So for me, it's always just an easy Judkins for all these questions we've been getting. He feels slightly better.
I mean, are you saying him like confidently over Genty, or is that close for you?
I'm starting him confidently over Genty every time. Yeah, I'm just like Genti, and it's just it's not looking great. I mean,
Let me put it this way. Let's say you had to make that decision in 5 different leagues. Are you 5 out of 5 times playing Judkins?
yeah, I think I'd be pretty
Okay.
confident. I am not expecting much from Genti as far as a ceiling here, anyways. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I'd play him 5/5
Okay.
this week at least.
And there's a lot of that the Kenny Pickett factor.
It's just Kenny Pickett. It's the Eagles. Now I know they're playing away.
Yeah.
Everything's
Okay.
just better for Judkins,
Yeah.
minus the pass catching, and that might be here this week. So,
Okay. All right.
yeah. And then Jay Up was saying he could see Fannin eating this week. He might start Fannin over Kelsey. Do it. I would just say do. Actually, does Kelsey have a good matchup? Chargers.
Actually, I mean, on paper he doesn't because he's against the Chargers. But I was looking on Kelsey's like kind of game logs from like years past. He kind of owns the Chargers. So like I'm not benching Kelsey against the Chargers if I can help it.
I'm playing Fannin over him personally. Fannin
Oh,
is
so
the top.
okay.
Fannin is
Yeah,
like.
top.
I don't. I maybe it sounds a little crazy. I think he's like a top, basically like a top 3 tight end play this week at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, Njoku's ruled out. He's
It's
coming
a good
off
match
monster
against the
game.
Bears. I mean, that is so tough. I mean, that's a coin flip for me. I would probably go Fannin, but man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Kelsey's been the tight end 2 all year, so it's hard to say to send. But look, hey, if you're saying you see him eating, you might start him. It is a cold game, but I approve of that. If you want to do that, 100%, go with your gut. But two good options at tight end there for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Says sorry you left for a moment. Did we single out? Oh wait, we're going back here to Marks or Henry or Kyron. Wait a second.
Eric Henry, I don't remember him being
I
in the
think
equation.
Hendy or Kyron.
Oh, he probably meant
We
okay.
had
the
an
autocorrect situation. Yeah, let us know. Like clarify that. But
no, it's Henderson. We did a This was the extended Kyron versus Henderson debate
right.
earlier, and basically to sum it up, I said Henderson because I just felt he gives you upside, and that's what I care about. I don't care too much about the difference in their floor, thinking it's a few points. And Dan is saying start Kyron. I think Nahal chimed in. He said he would start Kyron as well. And I would say if you care about the difference between maybe 3 or 4 points, I would agree that I think Kyron might score a couple more points than him in a median outcome. But I was playing the chasing the ceiling here with Henderson.
Can't we start like 2 of these 3?
No. It was you got to bench one. There was another really good running back in there, so we had to sit one of these guys. He just left out the other running back because the other running back was really good. So
okay, so
you were saying to start
2 of the 3 then.
So we both said Marks was better than Henderson and he was starting, so it was between Kyron and Henderson. I start Henderson, you start Kyron.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we do both love Woody Marks this week.
Start him.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely playing him.
KMX was saying that he's doing really well in his Dynasty League there. Having a Dunze and Ibuka is rough, but his team is finishing strong. First seed. Of course, you said you don't get the bye in that league, but because, what is it, like an 18-team league? I guess that makes sense. Then there's no bye. It's a wonky league, but 11-3 with most points for and against. Pretty good to still be the first seed with some most points for against. It doesn't always work that way. So good stuff there. Camex. A new guy in here, Rage Rod, says Woody Marks or Judkins. Now we're putting to the test the Judkins theory.
That's a tough one.
Good lord, that PPR.
Woody Marks. I'm going Woody Marks.
I was saying earlier, I think Woody Marks is like, he's got to be at least like a top 8 running back this week. So I would, there's a lot of names there that people would be wondering who to start sit that I would say over Woody Marks this week.
I actually just had to send away a Woody Marks share in Dynasty. Complete the trade just before the stream, the league where I'm playing against Kyle Pitts, and it pained me because like I really think Woody Marks have a big week, but I was getting ETN back in the deal, so that helped soften the blow, and also got Stafford and Kittle, both of whom I think are gonna go nuts this week. So, but I I really love Woody Marks. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
start him.
Yeah, Rage Rod. I mean, Woody Marks projects out better. We were just going answering a lot of questions about Judkins. Have been saying to start him as well. So obviously tough. And we are also saying Judkins can catch passes here. Rocket Sanders is the RB2. It is going to be Woody Marks from us there. But obviously, I mean, if you're picking from those two guys, I think you're looking good here. Let us know if there's anything else we need to know on that start sit. Vince is in here. Welcome. Says respect us working late and putting in the hard work here. Hey, we're always streaming late and every Wednesday and Saturday. We have not missed them in months and months. So
yeah, it's been like 8-9 months that we've done at least 2 live streams every single week. So yeah, we're definitely proud of ourselves for that. But yeah, really appreciate the nice comment. And
appreciate it, Vince.
If you guys want me to do a little solo stream just before kickoff tomorrow, let me know. I might be able to do that. I mean, you guys have been great about the likes. I mean, we got 10 already, so keep them coming. Like the more likes I see, like the more likely I'm gonna want to reward you guys and do a live stream before kickoff. So let me know if you guys want that.
You want to set a goal for it? Like if they can get
50, let's do it. Let's get to 15 and I'll do it.
15 likes. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Dan will do the live. You'll probably go live around.
Probably like an hour before kickoff.
An hour before kickoff, yeah. So 11 Central or noon Eastern stream.
Yep. Yeah, and definitely hit the notification bell. That way you'll get notified whenever we go live, including tomorrow.
I'll actually say this, because I wasn't going to go on to a live stream in the morning if we were going to do one. However, if we get 20 likes,
Ooh.
I'm supposed to be studying for exams.
I love it.
I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
However, unfortunately I'm doing amazing in this class. So if I got to drop an hour of study time, I mean the issue is I'm going to be watching football all day.
Right.
What's one more hour though? If we get 20 likes, what's one more hour? That'll be the real challenge.
All right, guys, help Blake flunk out of school. Like we gotta get to 20 likes now. So make sure you drop one if you haven't yet. Like, come on, But
yeah,
what more incentive do you need here?
I enjoyed the morning. What did we do that last week? That was last or 2 weeks ago. That was a good stream in the morning there.
That worked out well, and you guys brought it with the likes. Like we set the goal of 13, and I didn't even think we'd get there. So yeah, you guys continue to lay on the support. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and then Camex was saying Bijan did really well with him, and then Ibuka was meh. In the Falcons D, didn't do good, of course. But you have 40 points at the moment, and you need Gibbs and Bauer to go off, and Kenny Pickett to be reliable. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that. I wonder how the Brock Bowers owners are feeling.
Right.
Obviously, you're starting him, but what's the confidence level? I think someone asked us that. What's the confidence level on Brock Bowers? It's not a question of start him or sit him. It's just are you shaking in your boots about Kenny Pickett playing? I don't know. I don't even own Bowers, so I can't even.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exciting, but I wouldn't say I'm shaking in my boots. I would just say I'm firing him up, and I'm just feeling confident that that's the right decision. I'm not going to get cute with it, and hopefully it works out. I mean, we don't know for sure whether it will, but I mean, it could be worse. So just start Bowers.
Yeah, I don't think there's even anyone in the world questioning whether to start Sidham, but it's just am I going to get 4 targets and 1 catch, or am I going to get 12 for 10 catches here or something? You just never know with Brock Bowers. He's kind of all over the place.
Hopefully, though, I mean, if you're Kenny Pickett, you're out there, you're not very good at football, you're on a crappy team or the crappy offensive line. I mean, what would you be looking to do? Just to survive the day, just throw to the big, awesome tight end I have. And I mean, that's what I'd be looking to do. So hopefully he just locks onto him.
It's actually a revenge game for Kenny Pickett here, so at least important to note. Maybe we get a legacy Kenny Pickett game or something.
Oh, that's right. He was on the Eagles, so okay, forgot about that.
Champ on the Eagles. I mean,
my God,
he's probably so mad about winning that Super Bowl ring as a back. Actually, as a 3rd string, I guess by the end of it probably, but Tanner McKee taking his job. But he said, or Camex was saying that he needs JSN, of course, to have. A big game, and no Sauce Gardner
Oh, okay.
That's right. He had I think it was a calf injury, but like it almost looked like he ruptured his Achilles the same game as what's his name there, Daniel Jones last week, I believe. Unless that was 2 weeks ago, but yeah, that was a good scare. So not surprised then, yeah, to hear he's out. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he has a monster game. I think there's been like one game JSN didn't have a monster game so far, so say the odds are pretty good on that one tomorrow. And
And
then
you got Edson in here. Says, guys, don't worry. P. Ryan was the start over both AD Mitchell and Mechie.
that's what I like to hear. What was it? I did check this one back, by the way. And what was it, 4.8 points on P. Ryan, I think?
Wait, did we actually say to start P. Ryan over AD Mitchell?
No, actually, no, because we were joking about P. Ryan all week, right? And Edson saying, do I need to pick up P. Ryan? And remember, he was saying AD Mitchell.
Wasn't that in the hall that didn't want to pick him up, but like he kept asking and telling us about all the other options that were out there.
Yeah, Nahal just didn't want to play him. And you know what the funniest part? He did list Ty Johnson in there, who we at least said, okay, like Ty Johnson might randomly score a touchdown, but like so can P. Ryan. So Ty Johnson scored like exactly 1 point more, but we were given about 20 options, so I think we did pretty good with our 4.8 points from P. Ryan with what we were given there. And I'm so sorry, Edson. You you had, I guess you had nothing else to start. I mean, I guess you really couldn't have done worse with Mitchell and Menchie. So yeah, I mean, if only they had Adrian Martinez as their emergency quarterback there. I mean, maybe Martinez could have brought them to a decent fantasy game over what Brady Cook did. But we were joking in the Discord, Edson. I don't know if you saw that the Jets signed Martinez back after I came to the realization he wasn't even on the roster to begin with, as we both thought. Right. So, I mean, it would be hilarious if we now see a Martinez signing this week. One reason or another. I'm gonna have my eye out for that.
Edson Santos says he's getting bad signal, and Rampant says it's buffering a little. Camex says it's buffering constantly after every 10 seconds. I think it's on y'all's end. Should we try to like restart or something? Or
let's get a quick update here from just the chat here. If you guys can hear us, how is it doing? How's the stream doing right now?
Yeah, here. If you can hear us right now, type Oklahoma in the chat.
It's interesting because I have the stream pulled up. KMX was saying it's fine for me.
Weird. And you have it like live. It's not like rewound or anything. Okay. I could see it on mine. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of looks okay for mine too. Weird. So I don't know. I mean, try restarting your YouTube.
Yeah, check in chat. Let's hear how we're doing. That's not good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna wrap up soon, anyways. And yeah, we'll probably let's see. Hey, we're still stuck on 10 likes, so hey, I mean, come on, let's at least get to 15. Like I'd love to do the solo stream for you guys before kickoff. So help us out here. We're trying to grow the channel. And yeah, the likes help push out the live stream to potential new viewers. So really appreciate it.
Yeah. And then I see, I guess we'll just keep going here for a moment until we get an answer back on the stream quality. Okay. So yeah, Nahal says, can we get the Phillip Rivers predictions? He's got him for 202, which is what I said about, I think Phillip Rivers can unironically go for 202. Now I don't even want to say that's a prediction. I'm just going to say I'm not going to be surprised that it's going to happen. I think this could be atrocious for Phillip Rivers, as anyone else does. But I feel like we're forgetting that like this is a quarterback with hundreds of games played in his career. Yeah, he hasn't played in 5 years. His grandpa, I don't know, do you just forget how to play football? Or is it like riding a bike? I don't know. I guess we're going to see how that works. The thing working against him, of course, is he's playing Seattle's defense. But
I feel like it shouldn't work. I mean, he's been out of football for 5 years. I mean, there's just like no way it should work. But yet, stranger things have happened, and I think, Blake, you've kind of talked me into it a little bit. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. The bar is low. Like, we're not expecting much here, but
don't start.
it's at least in the range of outcomes that it's better than horrible.
Yeah. And by the way, they're saying there was a minor buffer, but it's not massive interruption. So, okay, just
Okay.
let us know if it gets too bad here. We can always try to do something but
Yeah.
yeah, about it. And we got Michael Hart, welcome. Says, my
Yeah.
dudes, what's going on? He's stoked for tomorrow, of course. Pumped for the first week of playoffs. Hopefully, I can just tell you didn't play Pitts on Thursday, Michael. That's what it sounds like. In fact,
Yeah.
it almost sounds like you started Kyle Pitts on Thursday. So let
No,
us
I know.
know.
It sounds like Michael has a little pep in
Yeah,
his step here, so we love to
yeah.
see it.
He's like, I cannot wait for Sunday. I got a 50-point advantage already. Like,
I mean, life is good when you start, like you get a Kyle Pitts level,
yeah.
performance like we saw on Thursday. Like you're just gonna be happy,
Oh.
at least until Sunday when something goes wrong, but hopefully not.
There's always those whatever. It's like me. It's like I don't know. It's like Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know what movie it's from, but he's just like dancing with these like headphones on. That's how
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts owners were waking
Right.
up, especially Dynasty Kyle Pitts owners were.
Oh yeah,
Maybe you just had him. You draft him in a startup rookie, maybe in the rookie draft. I mean, that must have been a good feeling.
sadly I traded away 2 Kyle Pitts shares in Dynasty this past offseason, but just got one of them back from Randy. So hopefully Kyle Pitts keeps it up.
So he's scoring 6 points next week.
Oh, guarantee it. Book it. Yeah. So
yeah. And then SK, welcome in here, says Swift or Hampton. That's a really interesting one. I think I'm sort of shocked we haven't got many Hamptons in here, because that's actually a one I'm faced with. That's a whole other story. But yeah, it's Hampton versus kind of these Swifty type running backs. And Monangai has been actually leading that running back backfield in rush share the last 3 weeks.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, Hampton's in a terrible matchup against KC, right? He had a split backfield. I guess honestly, my question would be, who do you think is a better running back like this week? Is Hampton healthy enough to be a better running back than Swift? I would probably say so. I would probably take my chances in a terrible game against KC, a terrible matchup. But I don't know. Is that right process between Swift? That's a very tough one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the points per game on the season. Swift is at 14.1, and Hampton, albeit on a smaller sample size, of course, is at 15.3. So he's just over a point better per game. So not like a massive difference or anything. I mean, Swift has done it for longer, though. I mean, he's been good all season. So that's kind of tough to say what the right process there. I kind of want to say Swift. I just feel like he's had such a good season. Like, you're going to go away from him now?
What was his run? Like, what was the actual attempts last week? Monangai's been leading the rush share there. Of course, barely in some of these games,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. So it looks like DeAndre Swift last week. Sleeper's being so laggy, but okay, here we go, finally. Okay, he had 13 carries for 63 yards and 4 targets, 3 catches, 19 receiving yards, 11.2 fantasy points.
You know what? I'm going Hampton. He's just been trending down. I wouldn't be shocked. I would say I wouldn't be shocked if Swift outscored just because Hampton's in a tough matchup. But in the first game back, that's already with the workload Hampton was dealing with. It was a 50-50 split. If he can basically improve on his workload at all,
Yeah.
then he's just the better play.
I mean, the Chargers might really lean on the run game. So, I mean, could Hampton get like 30 touches in this game? I mean, not going to predict it, but,
Yeah, he gets 20 if they really lean on the run. Again, that's with and still in a somewhat split backfield. I mean, we just saw how the Panthers run the ball like 40 times the other week. It's in the range of outcomes. Hampton, could touch the ball more than we just think in a game like that. I don't know. I want to play my better player, I suppose, in Hampton, and I don't even care about the points per game. Obviously, Hampton's just better, and there was at least some good signs. He ran well last week. I was worried about that. Looked good, so.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I mean, Swift was good the week before, though. I mean, and it was at Philly. You were saying you didn't love the matchup at Philly for Genty this week. Well, Swift did okay. 18 carries.
That's because it was a revenge game.
Touchdown.
That's a revenge game for Swift.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that really is a tough call. I mean, yeah. Let me just take one last glance at Hampton's game log because he really hasn't played that many games this year. I mean, he was starting to get hot before he got injured. I mean, he had like a 25-point game, 27, and then even scored 13 in the game where he got injured, only like played half the snaps. So, yeah, I think I'm going to lean Hampton. That's close, though.
Yeah, that is really close. Like, yeah, I would feel better about starting Hampton just in a decision where it's that tight personally.
I mean, I think if we can project a little bit, Hampton's workload increasing this week. He should kind of be more the workhorse, whereas like Swift should still be like kind of splitting the workload with Monangai.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Monangai has been really eating away, and again leading. So what if you even project a tiny bit and say, what if Monangai's rush share goes up? I mean, that would be really concerning for Swift. I don't know that will happen. We have fighting solves everything in here. Maybe he's like a Fight Club fan in here. Says. And welcome, because he's certainly a new person.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a new name. But yeah, good to see you here. Or welcome to the channel, and good to have you here.
Yeah, welcome. And yeah, good reminder for everyone. That's new here. Drop the subs again. Been a great stream. People are loving it tonight. Before a big week, he says hate to send his roster, but he wants to double check his lineup with his start sits and if he should get a different defense. So he doesn't really have any expendable players, he thinks. So. Let's see. He's starting. I guess this is just he's going probably. No, these are starters: CMC, JT, QJ, Henderson, Woody, Monty. I see. He's just kind of going by running backs. Okay, yeah. Receivers: Puka, Tet, T. Higgins, Michael Wilson. Really nice tight end room. And who is his defense? Patriots. Patriots D against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what? I guess what the question is, well, what are the other defenses for that? And we don't have the format here, but you're obviously starting CMC and JT. You're obviously.
I think he's just looking. I think he gave us his whole roster, so I think he wants to know like would we drop any of those players to add a second defense with a better matchup this week? I mean, just assume there's a decent defense out there. Like, are you dropping any of these players? QJ?
Yeah.
I dropped QJ. I dropped QJ for a better defense.
Oh yeah, you're good to drop QJ with the. I mean, he doesn't have like that many receivers. Would be my only like hesitation, but he's got enough. Like Higgins is out, he'll be fine. Yeah, if that defense gives you an advantage, drop QJ. We were just not expecting anything out of him for the rest.
Or if you really need to keep QJ, maybe there aren't like a ton of good receivers on waivers, and you're a little hesitant about dropping at least a decent one. Maybe you could just drop the Patriots defense and just kind of stream defense the rest of the season. I mean, I don't know quite how good the Patriots defense has been for fantasy, so maybe let us know. But I'd drop either QJ or the Patriots for a different defense probably.
Yeah, so, and he did ask about start sets, so you're starting, obviously, CMC, JT, and then Woody Marks we have as our next guy, so those are your top three backs. Then it's got to be, obviously, Henderson over Monty, and then receiver, you're going Puka, Tet, Michael Wilson. Okay, he does put 2-2-2, so we need, 6 guys total. I think that's 6 guys total, right? Puka, Tet, Michael Wilson, and then but then you get, CMC, JT, Woody. Okay, so that's 6. So it's Henderson or Michael Wilson. I'll start Michael Wilson there and just pray that the matchup doesn't matter and he just gets 15, 18 targets, whatever the hell he's been doing.
I'm impressed, Blake. I did not think you would say Michael Wilson over Henderson.
No, you gotta start Michael Wilson.
I agree.
You absolutely have to start Michael Wilson.
It sucks to have to bench Henderson. Again, like I keep saying to do it, I don't want to. I mean, you guys just have really good teams and really great other options. So credit to you guys. But yeah, I think I have to bench Henderson there, sadly.
Yeah. You're starting Bowers over Warren. I think that answers everything. So yeah, let us know if there's. I think that answers your question though. If there's anything better than Patriots out there, drop QJ. You don't need to.
Also, I don't know if he specified, but I'm assuming this is a full PPR league. If this is like a non-PPR, I mean, I could definitely see going. I don't know. In that scenario, would you go Henderson over Michael Wilson if this was a non-PPR? What do you think?
I mean, it makes it closer, right? But like honestly, just Michael Wilson is like literally like he's getting 150 plus yards every game. So, and I mean. I guess I don't think it's been hot for touchdowns.
Still tough to bench. Yeah,
it's just so hard to bench Michael Wilson. Yeah.
Let us know. Would be interesting to know that for sure.
Michael Hart says he's still toying with the idea of different running back combos. Okay. says it was. I feel like Michael was the guy that we were going like a whole stream trying to figure
Right.
out who the backs were. I don't know if maybe it was Edson. He says he needs two between Genty, Neal, and Hampton. Okay, now that really
Maybe
puts the
in Hampton.
yeah, that I would say that now really puts the test with Genty. Yeah, Neal's workload's been good. That's drawing it too far for me though. I'm going.
Saints like Devin Neal, like don't get too cute. Just play Genty and Hampton.
Yeah, and like honestly, he could. Neal, there's a scenario where Neal's the best one here. I don't want to believe that though. I don't.
Doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. We're playing the studs. We're playing the brand names.
Yeah.
I mean, unless like Devin Neal's been putting up like Michael Wilson numbers. I mean, I'm not just going to go with the brand name just for that reason.
Yeah.
But I think Genty and Hampton are your two best players there.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just Neal's not guaranteed to do anything is the thing, right? Like, yeah, he's not guaranteed to do anything more than Genty and Hampton, and those guys just have just
think about it. Like, imagine yourself, winning your big playoff matchup this week. Who do you picture in the lineup? Do you see Devin Neal's name there, or do you see Ashton Genty, Omari, and Hampton? Like when you think of it that way, like it's probably pretty obvious. Not, certainly good to ask the question, explore all options, but if you visualize it like that, like Devin Neal's not going to be on a championship roster in a starting lineup.
Yeah, and then by the way, 14 likes, so one off the morning stream. Again, reminder 20. I'll skip my exam studying and I'll hop on as well with Dan.
Yeah,
and
that's dedication right there.
Yeah, Rage Rod, welcome. Or sorry, yeah, thanks for coming in. He says thanks for the input. Glad we could help you out there.
Pleasure.
Yeah, let's get it was saying an early Christmas gift. I'm assuming he was saying maybe about like the early stream or the morning stream.
Yeah. It'll be like Christmas morning tomorrow. So yeah, right. One more like and
yeah. We're like dangerously close to Christmas. I mean, it's funny because for me it's like kind of exam season and like I don't even know it was Saturday. I just wrote an exam earlier. I didn't even know it was Saturday. I didn't know what day it was. I couldn't have told you it was a Tuesday.
Wow.
Classes shut down and everything. So like and I was sick and I didn't even leave my house at one point for like 3 days when I was sick and like I didn't have any class good. I'm living on a whole other planet here, man. Like, just whatever, studying. And anyways, I now I'm like realizing it's like what's the date? December 14th. Now we're on. Christmas is in like 11 14. Days, dude. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't even realize we're in December. So
I know, right?
Just wild stuff here. So
yeah.
Early Christmas gift indeed. Not too early though. Only a week and a half away. So Camex was saying Pickett honestly looked better than Gino. I'm not even surprised to hear that in a small sample size. Who wouldn't look better than what Gino's been doing? And he's and
by the way, got 16 likes, so okay. The live stream is happening at least with me. So if you want Blake there too, we just need 4 more. But in any case, I'm pretty sure 16 is a record. Blake can correct me on that if I'm wrong.
We had our one where we got to 100 subs. We had like 25 or 26 likes, so that's a record.
Oh wow, okay, so that's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think we could do 20 though.
Oh yeah, 20 would still be insane. So yeah.
Yeah, Camex is saying that he's optimistic on Bowers. You know what? I think it's a fair point. I don't think with Gino and Pickett as your quarterback, you're feeling like overly optimistic just in general. But to go from Gino to Pickett, yeah, it might not be such a bad thing, honestly. And
Rambo, it couldn't be much worse at this point, right?
You know what? Yeah, agreed. I'm starting to for future cases be careful when I start saying that just in general, not in like this scenario. Because a lot of times you say, well, it can't be worse than this. No, actually it can be. It definitely can be. The key thing was like to go from McCarthy to Brosmer. It can't be much. No, it could be worse. It could be worse. There was I can think of a few dynasty situations. Like that offense can't be that bad. They were so bad. And then no, like they're as bad or worse the next season. Like it can happen.
Yeah, I'm sure Bills fans were saying that right before Nathan Peterman
Yeah,
famously came and threw 5 interceptions. So,
exactly. Yeah,
have we seen Todd's real lawn yet? I mean, he
that's
must be coming in any second now because we got the first Nathan
that's
Peterman reference. So.
he's gonna pop up
Yeah,
in no
exactly.
moment or in no time here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. They were saying slight buffering here, but it could be YouTube. They were actually saying so.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a lot of snow here in northern Michigan, so I don't know if maybe that's impacting it.
Shouldn't be. It should be
Sure.
something on my end. If anything, it wouldn't be
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. Hopefully it's better tomorrow, but yeah, hopefully stream's still watchable. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, if there's anything we can do to fix it, like we will. But yeah, at this point, we probably just gotta roll with it.
Yeah. No, it sounds like it's doing all right now. Mark
Okay.
Twain was saying, and welcome. Mark Twain's definitely new
Wow,
here.
Mark Twain
Yeah.
in the live chat. Like
Yeah.
this, whoa, hey,
Hey, man.
holy cow.
And he's saying, "Sup, boys? Kincaid or Likely this week?" So we'll answer that one because there's another defense one. That's
I want to
actually
say
really tough. That's really
I want
tough.
to say likely.
That's really tough because I want to say Likely too. I do actually think Kincaid's a really good play as well.
Sure.
I'm gonna go Kincaid. I'm going Kincaid. Likely is undoubtedly a great matchup as well.
I mean, everything I said about, forget matchups and everything. Well, if there's one exception, it is
Yeah.
the Cincinnati Bengals against tight ends.
It is.
I mean, look no further than like Dawson freaking Knox
Yeah.
having like the game of his life last week. It looked like Rob Gronkowski out there. I mean, likely is heating up. I mean, he should have like 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games here. They're finally using him. I mean, I'm a massive Isaiah Likely fan. Got multiple shares in Dynasty. Been waiting forever for the breakout. I mean, hopefully this is the real deal and it's here to stay. But it feels like it. I mean, we've had 2 good games in a row. You start your Bengals you start your tight ends
Yeah.
against the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, you'd have to have like McBride or Bowers or someone like that for me not to start Isaiah Likely somewhere this week.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like Kincaid has been so good when on the field and healthy. He's coming off a solid game, so that's tough. I think Kincaid's easily the better player to play, but then you really got to factor in that matchup. That's very close. I think I'll default to just Cincinnati when Ducks and Knox doing it. I think you maybe won me over on that Cincinnati matchup, man. That they're so bad against tight end. It's not even funny.
Yeah. And by the way, we got 20 people
Very
in here right
direction.
now. So great,
Yeah.
great to see this many people in here. And yeah, drop your start sick questions in the chat. And yeah, we're gonna try to answer every one of them before we sign off.
Yeah, exactly. And then Edson was asking, "Are we running a hotspot?" We're not. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that's just like a YouTube thing instead of something on our end.
Yeah, I mean I'm just on my home Wi-Fi, so it should be okay. I mean, unless there's some issues with the weather.
Yeah, and then Nahal was asking, "Is 15 likes a new record?" And then we answered that no because our 100, the one we got 100 subs, was an awesome one. I think 26 off the top of my head was what we hit.
That's insane.
Yeah, this is probably our second most though. So thanks for everyone, for tuning in, liking, and then just some more buffer stuff. But Edson has a question: just Jordan Love or Herbie? This is just Jordan Love.
Easily
No matter
Jordan
what.
Love there. Not even a question. Like
Yeah.
you'd have to be so desperate to start Justin Herbert, considering the state of the Chargers with Herbert's health and missing both offensive tackles. I mean, they're just an
KC.
absolute mess on offense right now. So just avoid the Chargers if you can, other than like Hampton and maybe Ladd.
Jordan Love all day there. Yeah. 100%. And he says also rate his squad name. Love Herbie's Wood. All right. I mean, you can't. I see why you have Love and Herbert still. You have them
Right.
for the team. You can't drop them. So
Right.
I like it. I guess we got to give it a rating out of 10. What are you rating it?
That's pretty solid. I'm gonna give that like a solid 8 out of 10 there.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 because I had to drop my team name here because this one viral on fantasy Twitter when I dropped. There was some random post that was like drop your like creative names, but I cooked with ChatGPT and it was like I had my one Ricky Pearsall team, and I was like there's got to be such a good team name out there, and it was Get Open or Die Tryin', which is like the play on the 50 Cent album, and then So that right there is a 10. If you can get there, that's a 10. So that's what I'm rating it based off of. We have a rating system over here on team names. And a 1 would be Hawk Tua. So,
Oh God.
So you're somewhere you're a 7 out of 10 in a range at a scale from Hawk Tua to get open or die trying.
I think it deserves the 8 because I mean I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah.
So I mean I don't know if you actually came up with it. If you did, like kudos. You know that is creative.
If he came up with it, 8. You know, ChatGPT or not.
I mean I bet he did because you know a lot of these team names are just based on like one player's name. So the fact that he like incorporates 3 different players, like that's pretty unique.
Yeah, and he says he has Woody Marks as well. Okay, you got all 3 of them. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I'll give you that 8. And then, how do you say that? We'll just say Satch.
Satch, all right.
Sachin. I know a guy named Sachin, actually.
Oh, okay, Satchin.
Yeah,
welcome.
Sachin, welcome. Zay or Jacoby? Good question. He's also... Okay, we'll go one at a time here. Zay or Jacoby Myers?
I mean, Jacoby's been really good lately. I mean, Flowers is also coming off a big game. And, I mean, Blake, you and I were just talking about Zay Flowers. I think he's, like, in points per game this season in full PPR leagues. He's, like, the wide receiver, 20 or something like that? I'll double-check right now.
7, I think was you said?
Okay. But he's been, I mean, considering Lamar Jackson being in and out of the lineup, and even when he's been in there, he hasn't, like, been playing great. And I mean, that's kind of been like a worst case scenario for Flowers. And like, despite that, he still had like a really solid usable season. I mean, he'd probably be like a top 12 receiver if he had a healthy Lamar Jackson, you know, playing MVP level all season like he was last year. I really believe that. So I'm tempted to say Flowers. It is a tough matchup. I forget what's the name of that Bengals corner that's been really good.
I think it's DJ Turner. Like that actually is a big concern because like wide receiver ones, I've been hearing that all season. I've been really struggling against them. To just answer for myself, I actually am going to go Jacoby Myers. They're just how he's been the one actually helping you as of recent. Obviously, since he got traded, I don't care about the stuff before. I think Zay Flowers can absolutely be a good play, but Jacoby Myers' like target share and everything is off the charts right now. So it's kind of like it's like 30%. Okay. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I guess the one wrench would be if Parker Washington plays. And I would honestly actually have to guess that he actually probably should be playing this week. It sounded like he was questionable last week. So let me look that up.
Yeah, and I'm pulling up Jacoby Myers' game log here. Yeah, I mean, it's been good. He's got 4 double-digit fantasy point games in a row here. Yeah. 11, 15, 21, 15. Yeah, it's coming off a 10-target game.
I think he's gonna play him personally, but I see the upside in Zay Flowers though.
I don't know if I could really do it though. I mean, I just feel like Flowers probably has the higher ceiling. I mean, he did have the touchdown called back against the Bengals. I assume DJ Turner was on him on that play. I don't know for sure, but I mean, it just seems like Lamar's kind of finding himself, you know, now and. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say – I just want to say Flowers. I'm going to say Flowers. I just feel like he's the better receiver. But, I mean, Jacoby Myers is really good. Like, probably not a wrong choice there. If you have a strong gut feeling about Jacoby Myers, don't think that's, like, a wrong way to go at all. Wouldn't blame you whatsoever. I think I'm just going Flowers, but, man, that's really, really close.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel a little bit wrong saying Jacoby's over Zay, but yeah, again, Zay just hasn't really impacted your lineup.
I'm also hoping like Bengals Ravens is like this massive shootout that we wanted a couple weeks ago the first time and didn't get. I'm thinking maybe now we get it, and like you just want pieces of that game. Whereas like the Jags might just absolutely stomp the Jets and might have to throw it a lot. So, you know, maybe Jacoby Myers has like another game of like, you know, like last week, 4 for 39 and a touchdown, you know, might look kind of like that.
Yeah, that would be the case where I could absolutely see the Zay over Jacoby. So yeah, we're going to be split there, but hopefully that helps.
I would say, I mean, can we agree on this? If you need the floor play, go Jacoby Myers. If you need the ceiling, go Zay Flowers. Or you just go Jacoby.
I wouldn't even attribute. Here's the thing: I would never even attribute a ceiling to Zay Flowers. I guess honestly, that's probably the answer. He has like one game, like probably in his last like 20 over 20 points. So like, Jacoby just did it the other week, so I guess my answer is just Jacoby Myers, like straight up. So.
But I mean, he's had like a injured Lamar and like Tyler Huntley and.
But
Cooper
we have 3 seasons of Zay Flowers. I do think he's good. We have 3.
Yeah, but he's ascending here. I mean, come on, not everyone's like an instant hit, but he's had a good career
but
so
this
far.
Week, but this week,
this is the week he has the upside.
He breaks out.
Okay, right?
No, I do see like the technical upside in him. I agree, but I'm just saying on his like actual production off 3 seasons, it actually just has never been there. So, I mean, I actually need.
I could get more behind Jacoby if this felt more like a shootout, more like a competitive game. That's the only thing that's giving me some hesitation. And I'd probably already have a bias toward Flowers anyways, and so this is just kind of pushing me further there, but I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. That's a really good question. Yeah. And then he says Ferg or Strange. Strange, I think, cooled down his last couple of games. It's just easy. Ferg's been way better. It's a great game environment potentially between Minnesota and Dallas. I want to start everything in those games, like if it isn't within reason, of course, because those Minnesota guys have been shaky.
What if Ferguson doesn't play and he has no backup?
Well, if he doesn't play, then you just play Brenton Strange. Like, is that?
Well, no, we're not going to know that at 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, most likely.
That's right, because he plays at 4. So I mean,
No, Ferguson plays in the Sunday night game.
Oh, that Vikings is Sunday night. Interesting. I thought that was 4 p.m. Okay, well, look, if he, I guess.
Sorry, are you risking the goose egg? Is the question.
Okay, if there's actually no news on Ferguson. I mean, you don't need a goose egg. You can just pick up.
I think you're optimistic he's going to play, but nothing's a guarantee.
Okay, that's a morning stream. That's a morning stream question. Okay. It's Ferguson for now, though. It's Ferguson for now.
For me, like, if Ferguson was healthy, there were no issues there, I think I would lean Ferguson, but it'd be really close. So I'm going to use 2 things as the tiebreaker. One is of course, the health. Mm-hmm. The second thing, too, is do you happen to remember, Blake, what opponent that monster Brenton Strange game last year was against? You remember?
I guess it was against the Jets.
It was against the Jets.
Okay.
So he's got the Jets again. Maybe there's something there. History repeats itself. I could see another big Brenton Strange game here.
Okay. Yeah, no, interesting. I mean, yeah, Strange is not a terrible start anyways. So, yeah, that's tough. We just don't have information. If there are other options that are like Brenton Strange, if there's Darren Waller-ish kind of plays, like, I'll risk it. I guess he won't play, though. He'll have already played. So who are the options?
So Waller plays Monday night. So if you could pick up Waller, that would be a good backup option.
If you can play Waller for Monday, I'm risking for 1,000,000% personally.
I still like Waller. I mean, you're basically just hoping for he gets in the end zone, maybe even twice if you're really lucky. But his snaps are down relative to what he was playing at earlier in the season. I mean, he's only playing like a third of the snaps the past couple games. So it is a little concerning. I mean, I guess as long as they put him in when they get in to the red zone, I guess that's all that really matters for the most part. But
it's because his route percentage is up, but they're running the ball so much.
Oh yeah, but that is a concern for the Dolphins pass catchers in general. I mean, even Waddle, I'm not real excited about starting this week, although I begrudgingly am.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, and then he also asks Rico or Harvey. Just easy Harvey. He's been the RB2 in 4 last couple weeks. You gotta go Harvey. Yeah, hope that helps. And Rampant says he's off now. Okay. And he says thanks for the streams and the chats recently. Hopefully that he catch the solo stream. So yeah, 1 hour before kickoff, at least we'll go. I mean, you could even check in a little bit before that. Maybe we'll try to get it there a little early.
Yeah, and Blake, you might be there because we're at 18 likes right now. Okay. So we just need 2 more to hit our like goal of 20, and that will add Blake to the equation of tomorrow's.
Rampant. I might see you tomorrow then, by the sounds of it. So, but yeah, appreciate you coming in. I wish you the best of luck with the Jefferson play, of course. And let's I guess root against Christian Watson if he's on your bench. I mean, come on.
Hopefully he does nothing and you can feel good about your decision.
You'll feel like a genius if he does nothing and Jefferson goes nuts.
Yeah.
And okay, Tilt, new person in chat. Welcome. Standard score. That we don't see that often.
Old school question. I love it.
Okay, here we go. Jacoby Myers or Darren Waller. Myers has scored in 3 straight games. That's right, and Waller is doing a good matchup. I also agree. Um,
A really good breakdown, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
mean,
going
people work
Jacoby
right out of my
Myers. Yeah, I'm still going Jacoby Myers. He
Yeah.
scored in 3 straight. He'll at least give you a better floor with just the volume he's been getting. Again, really good target share per route numbers. Waller, it's just touchdown or bust. I mean, he can genuinely give you what I guess in a standard scoring, two points, something
Now,
like
in
that.
fairness, like touchdowns are the most important
Yeah,
thing in the non PPR league,
which is
but they're not the only thing. I mean, we
yeah,
still want some yards to go along with it. So that
yeah,
that will break the tie toward Jacoby Myers for me. But it's
yeah.
it's a good question because like Waller in a non PPR is really enticing.
Yeah, no, agreed. Hey, Myers is being getting in the end zone, so that's perfect for him in that format. I think you just got to go Myers there, unless you
Yeah,
have an absolute gut feeling that Darren
sure.
Waller is going to pull off a hat trick or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I think I also just like lean toward the player playing like 80% of the snaps rather than like
yeah,
30.
yeah, no, agreed. Also on
And with
that.
how much the Dolphins are running the ball, like
Yeah,
it's just like it's truly going to be touchdown or bust for Waller.
yeah, exactly. I think any logic brings you to Jacoby there. Good question. And he says, or Edson was saying, what do we? I was asking Riley Leonard, what do we think is limited action? I did see a little bit of him, and honestly, it looked like the Riley Leonard that I am aware of. I didn't really, again, I don't watch college football. I'm aware of like like who he is and everything, but I knew that he was gonna run a lot. Again, they're running these like RPO stuff, and even got himself hurt running around and whatnot. So I didn't watch enough to even have really an opinion on him. He didn't crap the bed though. It looked like he was getting the ball out to his receivers, probably better than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any of it, sadly, but I mean, they quickly called up,
Yeah,
44-year-old Philip Rivers, who hasn't played football in 5 years. So that probably tells me about everything I need to know about it.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I don't. I wonder if they do that if Riley Leonard just actually isn't hurt though, because like he sprained his PCL the second that an injury report came out. It was Philip Rivers on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they still would have though, right? With Leonard in there.
Yeah, I mean, I just dropped Riley Leonard in the one dynasty league where I owned him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really think it was that big of a deal,
Yeah.
so I don't know if it was a mistake or not. But like, you know,
Yeah,
the whole
I
Philip
pick him
Rivers
up.
thing. What's that?
I pick him up. Like I like the rushing on him.
Okay,
There's some question
all
marks
right.
going on there, but
I'll get him back. It's not that
yeah,
active of a league, so
there you go. Yeah.
yeah.
And then AO is saying, looking ahead to next week, Dak versus Chargers, Dart versus Minnesota.
Hmm.
That's a very tough man. Those are one of my favorite quarterbacks in all of fantasy, especially just at the values that they've been. Dak and Dart.
I'm going Dak unless like Dart has like a monster game this week where he's like rushing a lot and he's doing that again because we didn't see that last week or in his last game.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of has me concerned about that maybe someone's in his ear telling Dart to, hey, just kind of cool it a little bit here. Don't get yourself killed. Like, let's just get through the end of the season. Maybe lock up the number 1 pick in the draft in the process. Like, don't do anything, stupid here. Don't get any big ideas. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, like, that's not going to be good for fantasy. So unless we see Dart doing his thing, running the ball this week and having a big game, like, I'm just trusting Dak. He's a stud.
Yeah, I'm assuming AO you're asking because maybe this is affecting maybe a pickup right now or something along those lines. I think right now this very moment Dak's just been so good. Like it's Dak. I think they've been just about as good honestly this season. Dart versus Dak. One thing that actually does concern me a little bit with a rookie quarterback like Dart is I've been saying I'm not really afraid of Minnesota's defense. However, I'm normally pretty scared about a nice young rookie quarterback coming in there that kind of relies on his legs. Flores can get pretty creative with the blitzing and all that. You just never know. Maybe he could do a really good job of limiting the rushing. So
But Blake, what if like Dart doesn't run the ball this week? Are you still going to be feeling that way?
That's exactly what I was like saying. Like I don't know.
out for a second.
I wasn't saying anything like good about the matchup like against Flores. Like I think Flores is this is like where he succeeds is in matchups like a Jackson Dart, like these young quarterbacks normally,
Okay.
versus these veteran quarterbacks. Those are the ones that normally pick apart his defense.
Okay.
And so I would lean Dak at the moment.
Okay.
But this is more of a pending thing, right? Let's see how Dart looks. I'm very high on Dart, regardless, going into next week as well. So,
Yeah, but I guess my question is like, do you agree that a lot depends on like what we see from Dart this week?
I mean, yeah, I really like him this week. I would
Oh, you
say,
do?
yeah, I really like him this week. I
Okay.
think if it's a like, if he doesn't run at all or something, yeah, like that's obviously really concerning. That's where all his fantasy points, not all of them, that's where 10 of fantasy points a game are coming from. So, I would be worried if we saw a game where he wasn't running. So
I mean,
he,
we pretty much already saw that in the last game. So I mean, isn't that kind of suspicious?
I mean, just one game. So let's see if there's any
Okay.
causation here. Yeah, I guess let's wait and see. But for right now, I will say I'll put Dak slightly ahead. Right, Dak's been phenomenal. Uh,
Yeah.
Lamb will be playing for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he did have 4 carries for 20 yards. And, I mean, previously he did have a couple other games where he only had like 11 and 17 rushing yards. But in the other games, it's like 54, 55, 58, 56, 66. And he had a rushing touchdown in like just about like almost like every game prior to this last one. So yeah, just sort of stuck out like a sore thumb, and it makes you wonder coming off the injury, like, okay, was he being a little more careful? But yeah, something to
Yeah,
look out for.
it's possible. It's just I wouldn't like go as far to jump to any conclusions basically until we
Okay,
get more
yeah,
evidence.
that's fair.
And then also, yeah, fighting solves everything. When we answered this question, we just assumed QJ was Quentin Johnston. I actually
Right.
haven't heard anyone say, obviously, Quinshon Judkins can be QJ as well. So
Oh,
he said he's not droppable. So, yeah, in that case, you have a loaded running back room. I think you're fine to drop Brian Robinson, play
so
like that.
so it was Judkins.
Yeah, so it's Judkins, not Quentin
Oh wow.
Johnston.
Okay.
So obviously
Interesting.
don't, yeah, drop Judkins.
I
Drop
guess drop the Patriots if there's a better defense on waivers, or at least a defense with a better matchup that you'd rather start this week.
He has such a loaded running back room. I'm fine if you drop Brian Robinson. You're not going to start Brian Robinson over some of these guys likely if an injury
Christian
happens.
McCaffrey added to the injury report today with a back injury.
Yeah, he's gonna be good to go. It says back injury, but it's like it's one of those ones where it's like not even a concern as far as like what it's not even a true questionable. It's just they're on there. It's like I'm trying to think of like the comp of it's just like when a player it's not like an injury that's preventing them from practicing. It's not even like a true questionable. Like normally when you're questionable, you're like limited practice.
I mean, I believe that he's going to play and everything, but like, I mean, do you remember the last time that we trusted the 49ers when they were talking about Christian McCaffrey's injury?
Of course, but the thing that they came out and said right away, they just said it's not a concern. Like we're gonna play him, like he's gonna be good to go. Trust me, I went out and I just immediately picked up Brian Robinson. By the way,
Right. I
just
mean,
in
and
case.
teams lie. I mean, they're always playing games with these injuries
Yeah.
and misleading us. And
The key is his roster. He is like Henderson's is RB like 4 or 5. Like how the
yeah,
hell what are you gonna do with Brian Robinson in there? I guess you could hold him from your opponents. So
exactly. Yeah, I don't want my opponent
yeah,
getting Brian Robinson having the full workload in San
it,
Francisco, even if it's just next week. I mean, I'm
yeah.
looking ahead. It's not just this week. It's not
It's
just.
yeah, it sounded like he wanted to maybe hold on to that Patriots defense is all. So I'm saying if he doesn't want to drop that, I would drop that Patriots defense 100%. So yeah, I'm with you. Like
But if you like the Patriots defense, that much, then I guess just roll with them and hope for the best.
yeah,
I mean, maybe the Bills' offense will have a bad game. Who knows?
yeah, exactly. I'm just not too sure. Yeah, what he was wanting to do with his D there, but yeah, I hope it helps. I mean, yeah, again, I don't want to drop Brian Robinson
Right.
if I can hold on to him, of course. You just never know. Certainly agree on that.
Mm.
And Edson was saying that the Colts, like Riley Leonard too much to run him out against Seattle. They don't want to hinder him, and he looked good.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean that would be
okay.
a really tough matchup against Seattle for Riley. That would be like potentially Brosmer esque. Wouldn't be that bad, of course, but you could certainly ruin his confidence on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting a lot of likely in Waller questions now. Yeah, likely or Waller. I think I gotta go likely here.
Likely.
I think it was a
Gotta go likely.
baseline. I think they could both score touchdowns. Yeah, likely for me against
Likely
Cincinnati.
will have more yards, and
Yeah,
I think he can score a touchdown almost as easily as Waller can.
yeah. No, I'm with you there. Oh,
And then
Pareko, who
yeah, I think
I'm a,
that's a new name.
yeah, Pareko. I think he maybe let us know. Are you a Blues fan? It's an NHL player.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and he says Hampton or Neal. We were asked that earlier. We said easy Hampton. Of course, Neal's been good. We want to roll our better player out there. Again, we might be able to project a little bit more work for him. It's not a great matchup, but some nice receiving usage as well. Play your better player is what I would say here.
Yeah, and just like don't forget what we thought of Hampton, coming out of the draft, going to the Chargers. I mean, he was going to be a big deal this season, So, and we started seeing it right before he put up a couple of 20 burgers.
Yeah.
And I think we could get back there. So you gotta project a little bit, but I think it's pretty safe to project that his workload is going to increase a bit. I mean, they're not going to just like throw him out there in the first game and give him 25 touches. So
yeah, what if again? I'm not expecting this, but it is actually a good point to say like, what if it actually just he is the clear like lead back all of a sudden, or just hot hands it or something in game,
uh,
That I honestly wasn't even really taking that into account that maybe there is a potential hot hand type thing that could happen here, and he just
I mean,
goes
like if
nuts.
Vidal got hot and then
No. If Hampton gets hot, what if they just hot
okay,
hand him and be like, well, he looks good to me. Let's just
yeah,
keep giving him the ball.
yeah.
Instead of trying to get him on any kind of 50-50 or 60-40. Maybe there is
Yeah,
no
I mean,
way.
already kind of 50-50 last week, so I think it'll just
Yeah,
favor Hampton even more this week.
exactly. Yeah. And, okay. Okay. How many likes are we at right now? By the way, can you give me an
It
update
keeps
there?
changing. Like, I mean, I see it like going down, so I don't know if someone like unlike or like what's going on, or maybe just YouTube's glitching. Probably more likely here, but
Because
yeah, I'm seeing 17. I don't know. What are you seeing,
okay,
Blake?
I won't even. It's saying 16 for me, but I'm always behind you somehow. I'm always not seeing how many likes you're seeing.
Yeah, I saw it as high as at least like 18. So I don't know what's going on. Probably YouTube just being
Yeah,
weird.
because
But yeah,
Michael was
definitely
saying one
drop
more
left
like.
if you haven't yet. Yeah, if we hit 20, Blake will join me for tomorrow's live stream just before kickoff.
Yeah.
And yeah, speaking of Hampton versus Neal, we got Michael Hart here saying, "Damn fellas, y'all got me effed in the head now. Y'all really hate Neal like that,
No,
and are that confident that Hampton gonna get enough work."
I wouldn't say I hate Neal at all. He's actually been pleasantly surprising. It's just, I wouldn't even say that they don't feel too. That's why people are asking. They feel like similar plays to begin with, but if someone here is going to actually like truly impact your lineup, it's obviously Amarian Hampton. Again, he ran pretty well that game, and again, pre-injury, I mean, he showed what he could do. Right? I know it's a bad matchup. I feel pretty confident that like you're not gonna hate yourself for playing Amarian Hampton over Devin Neal. I would say I don't. I think if you make that decision and it ends up being wrong, maybe you're missing on a few points. If it's the flipped, we're talking 6 points for Devin Neal potentially and 25 for Hampton. Does that? I hope that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I completely agree. Like, I don't think Devin Neal scoring you 25, 30 points
Yeah.
tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, like, if I
Yeah.
tell you one of these running backs scores that, which do you think it is? Like, it's obviously Amari and Hampton.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, and also, I mean, think about the difference between these players as prospects. I mean, sure, like Devin Neal is a nice little sleeper, but, he even went like later in the draft than people even thought he would.
Yeah.
So, but think about like where these guys went in like dynasty rookie drafts. I mean, Hampton was like what the consensus, like what 103, something like that, 102,
102 a
103.
lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah, 102. And Devin Neal was what, like a fourth rounder, in rookie drafts.
Yeah. No.
So,
Exactly. By the way,
just like, think about it. Like step back and like think about like what these guys are.
yeah. But Michael, honestly, what I'm kind of been thinking about like what I actually might expect from Neal, I'm actually giving him a lot of respect in my head even when we're answering this. I'm kind of thinking he could score 14 points of PPR scamming again. He's been doing pretty dang well. I just think that Hampton has a clear, far better ceiling that it could easily be achievable. So I hope that helps kind of for anyone in chat here. It's been a popular question tonight, and let's get it saying. Oh, did we see his Buffalo Def comment? He's being concerned about them. I didn't see that.
No, we must have missed that somehow. So yeah, retype it. But
Yeah.
if you're just asking generally what are our thoughts about the Buffalo defense, doesn't sound great. I mean, I think that Bills Patriots game could have a lot of points for it. So yeah, I wouldn't be crazy about starting the Bills defense this week. So I would definitely scour your waiver wire for alternatives if you don't have a backup defense on your roster. But yeah, let us know. We must have missed that.
Yeah, give us your top options. I'm sure you said that in the question. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't say I've even like looked at Buffalo's defense all year as a start. So and there's been tough times. I've just kind of left him there personally. So I gotta imagine there's something better out there for you.
Yeah. And I guess we're already on week 16 here because we got Bryce Daniel in the chat says he's got an early week 16 question. Sit Devontae Adams versus 27th ranked Seattle. Only had short touchdown catch last time. For JMO versus 7th ranked Pittsburgh in the Dome. And I can flex in the other one or Pitts versus Arizona, Judkins, Aaron Jones. Okay, so let's take one thing at a time here. So you're playing Adams or JMO? So JMO's got the better matchup, but, tough to sit Adams, right?
I mean, yeah, this is a tough question just in general because, we got to see what happens this week. He's going to be, great. You're playing Adams with what we have for information right now. Now, JMO has been, I think JMO is going to be a really good start for all fantasy playoffs. I don't know if I wouldn't even say he's really under the radar. I would say he's one of those guys that could actually be a league winner in the fantasy playoffs here. But it's going to be Adams, I guess, for now. And I'm playing JMO on the flat. Now, this is, I know that this is very hard to say. Yeah, I'm sitting Kyle Pitts. This is not a tight end premium league, right? I'm assuming because it's just a redraft league. I'm willing to play JMO over Kyle Pitts. Maybe I'm crazy. At this moment, I would do that.
I mean, it's tough to bench Pitts after that performance. I mean, we can't expect it again. I mean, a lot's going to depend on whether London's active or not. I mean, if London's active, I'd probably go JMO. If London's out again, I mean, now we got a conversation. I'd also want to know, is there any kind of tight end premium? I would assume not.
Probably not.
I'm just going to assume a full PPR, but that's a tough one. I mean, let us think about that. We still got some time before week 16, but hey,
exactly.
I mean, that's next level. You're already looking ahead. Yeah. So, kudos to you.
Yeah. And we might be really, again, pleasantly surprised with Judkins, some receiving work, all that good stuff. So, hey, check in on Wednesday and and next Saturday as well. We'll do a stream. Impossible, it's something good to look at. I would leave Adams and JMO in the lineup for now, but of course it won't matter until next week. And hope you have a tough decision for next week, as in everyone did good. Of course, Pitts has already checked that off the list. That's phenomenal to see.
Hey, Edson Santos says that he did in fact come up with that team name. So hey, I might even have to bump up the score a little bit. I'm thinking like a 8.5 at least, because I definitely respect the originality of it and the creativity.
Yeah, a lot of team names are just copy and pasted, so that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, kudos for coming up with that. I had a feeling, so that's really cool. And then let's see. Michael Hart says, I don't know. Hampton wound up splitting the carries with Vidal evenly, but Vidal started the game, plus finished the game. And then during the game, Hampton messed up pass pro, and they took him out, and they took him out the game. I mean, I wouldn't overthink it too much. It was the first game back. He's a rookie. He's going to be – Hampton's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a good point. I actually did read that. I completely forgot about that since reading. It's a good point to be aware of. Yeah, I mean, again, maybe that limits the true upside of them if they like Vidal out there for the pass for the pass protection. I'm still not overthinking it though. I'm still rolling Hampton out there, of course.
Yeah, and Michael also says Vidal was on the field for a lot longer time wise, but that could change this week, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I mean, yeah. I mean, I have Vidal in a dynasty league. I'm not starting him this week, so
Yeah.
And then hey, AO says, I genuinely think you guys have something special here. I'm obsessed with fantasy football and this style of analysis. If you're ever interested in adding a third perspective or testing a guest spot, hey, appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, hop on here sometime.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're actually, I guess the people on here wouldn't, because as we've went on throughout the season, we've been doing these style streams, but we've actually had a lot of people. In fact, we even had a viewer one time just get on because we started playing in dynasty leagues with him. It was Joey. So yeah, I mean, we normally actually have guests on here like original our team. So like, Ayo, join the Discord if you're not, and get in touch with us for sure. Like we love having guests on. We've had Jacob and Joshy and a lot of our league mates on at various times and even throughout the season here.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it might even be easier in the off season too because, without like all the games going on and everything, we're kind of just like more free to just kind of like do whatever we want. And I remember like last off season, we had this show on the channel called Dynasty Goats, and we were basically just like bringing on like all of our like different league mates like one at a time and just kind of getting to know them and talking dynasty and everything like that. So. But yeah, I mean, we'd love to have you on sometime. So send us a message on either Discord or also on Sleeper. I am at DanFortune500 and Blake is at Diggs2663.
Yeah. Again, the Discord's the easiest way to get in touch with us on there. Obviously, you can find us on the Discord. You can just type in the chat.
But hey, appreciate the nice words. So yeah, definitely get in touch, and we'll see if we can make that happen.
Absolutely. And then Michael was saying just more on Hampton there. Wants to give him another week. I certainly understand that if you have really good options. Like a lot of people have been asking tonight with Judkins and Genty and all these guys. But when it's a guy like Devin Neal, I don't know. I feel like I'm giving Devin Neal respect. Like honestly, when I've been thinking about him in my head, I'm not putting some dud. I'm not even putting those 6 points. That's possible. I'm actually like locking him in for double-digit points. I just don't know that there's like an actual true ceiling on Devin Neal that I'm excited about or trying to project into this week. So I mean, I think there's truth to what you're saying. It just depends on who you're playing, right? We're not saying to start Hampton over Judkins or whatever. So
I mean, I think Devin Neal should be fine. Like, don't think he's like a terrible start, but I just feel like you can do a little better. And I think just Hampton just gives you the ceiling. But I mean, if you really believe in it, I mean, don't let us stop you. But that's just what we would do. We would go with him.
I don't even think it was his question there. He was just interested that we were confident in Hampton over Neal. Okay.
And, let's get it. Says y'all wouldn't start Slayton or Judy over BTJ.
He's triple checking. Yeah. He's nervous. Yeah, I mean, look. I'll. Brian Thomas has been so bad. Like I don't blame you. Is there someone on the waiver wire? No. I look. It's just for me. I'm going down the ship on Brian Thomas, and
I will say this though, like. If you have a strong gut feeling about Slayton, I don't think like BTJ has been good enough to be like, oh no, that's crazy. Like you can't do that. You'd be out of your mind. Like, no, like if you really feel strongly about one of those, like go for it.
Yeah.
It's close. Like I want to say Slayton. And so, if you just told me like, you're starting Slayton, like I'm not going to be like, oh, you're nuts. Like you got to change it, so
I don't
go with Slayton like it, but
if
you like Slayton this week.
Yeah. If you like Slayton this week or Judy, play them. I can't say I am particularly interested in like any of the three. I actually don't mind Slayton as like the most desperation of desperation plays just in like any general week. I think
I'm going to change my answer because like I think I was sort of overlooking earlier that like this isn't even like a great game script for the Jags. So I mean, you kind of talk me into like either side, but like I do really like that Commanders Giants game, and I mean BTJ has been pretty awful this year, so I don't feel like I'm like benching some stud here, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I could easily see.
I'm taking the bait here. I'm taking the bait.
I'm gonna stay with Brian Thomas because just his numbers weren't that bad. His final box score didn't look amazing. His actual target share and stuff was more encouraging than what we've seen.
I'm pulling up his game log now because I don't own any Brian Thomas anymore, so I haven't been following.
It's not going to be very impressive.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Okay, so last week he had 87 yards, but was only on 3 catches, 6 targets. Week before, 3 targets. Then he missed 3 games. Yeah.
They're basically the exact same play. I guess is like. The only reason I can say Brian, they're the exact same play, but one of them is Brian Thomas Jr. and one is Darius Slayton.
Right.
I know the
mean, yeah,
matchups are different, but
Brian Thomas only has one receiving touchdown all year. He does have one rushing touchdown. I mean, yeah, it's obviously been a brutal year for him.
yeah,
Beyond disappointing, but I mean, I don't know. Like, does Dart like Slayton? I mean, I feel like
there's been
that could be
touchdowns
good
called
there.
back, as I mentioned before.
And what callback a touchdown?
I've seen two big touchdowns called back on Slayton.
That's right.
For
You
various
mentioned.
reasons. So yeah, like that's what I mean. Like I think Slayton's a great desperation flex. I would genuinely say this is a coin flip scenario. We don't ever really say that. This is a coin flip scenario if you don't like any of these guys or you can't pick them.
Yeah, actually, I did happen to calculate Slayton's points per game average this season in the games that he's played with Jackson Dart.
Okay.
It's only 9.1. So, you know, we do have to keep that in perspective. Like, that's nothing amazing. I mean, what is BTJ in the season? Let me check on that right
Probably
now.
9.2.
Yeah, 9 points. Let's see what it is for sure here. Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty rough, but I mean, but expectations have a lot to do with that. I mean, we expected so much from BTJ, so let's see what it is here. Okay, I gotta scroll down quite a bit to find his name here, so certainly can't be very high. Okay.
He's way down there. No,
It must be way down here.
You just click
okay.
on his player card and it'll tell you.
Okay, yeah, sometimes it's just like generic though. I like to do it for a specific league. Oh, here it is, 10.2. So even as brutal as BTJ has been this season, you know, it's still like a point per game better than Slayton has been playing with Jackson Dart. So yeah, you know, I'm probably gonna stick with Brian Thomas. I'm gonna go with my original answer, but I mean, I get it though.
Yeah, I get it. I had Brian Thomas and I get it. Like that's tough.
But yeah, I mean, it's your team though. I mean, if you feel that strongly, feel free to go for it. But
this is a genuine like, if you got a gut feeling, just roll with it, 100%.
Yeah. But I could also see it being one of those things where like Brian Thomas comes out of nowhere as like this big game and like Slayton has like 2 catches for 30 yards. And you're like, oh man, like what was I thinking?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, it feels not that likely. It could, I don't know. I mean, again, Slayton can always make a big play, but I don't feel like you're gonna see some Slayton like legacy game where he gets 8 catches and a touchdown. Like that is always in the range of outcomes with a guy like Brian Thomas is the one thing, right? So
yeah, I mean, it just seems like you're setting yourself up for a disaster. You know, when you finally bench him in the playoffs, it's gonna be like his one massive game, right? So just play him.
And Michael Hart was saying 18 likes. Don't do it. We don't want to play here tomorrow. That's why we haven't got any more likes. That's right.
I know. Like that's clearly that's the hold up here. You know, clearly.
Yeah, and then yeah, that's good. And I would say the fact that we're live this time of day is or time of night we could say is a differentiator and appreciated. Keep it going. Hey, that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we've thought about, you know, we go live and we kind of get different audiences kind of from the East Coast and the West Coast guys like it. But it is interesting. Yeah, there's probably not really like anyone live. I'm sure there's people, but there's not probably very many people live streaming fantasy football at 2:40 Central.
Absolutely. I mean, in fact, I think that's even kind of why we've leaned into that a bit, just because, like, hey, you know, we have less competition at this hour, so you know, if you want to watch a live stream about fantasy football or starts to decisions, like, you know, come on, like, we got to be the only show in town at this hour, so I mean, guys are watching it, so I'm glad that there's an audience for it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. You
appreciate the comment.
AO, and I know you've been here. I feel like we haven't actually seen you potentially, AO, in a little bit, but
I feel like it has been a little bit. So yeah, good to see you, and definitely message us. Like if you want to be on here sometime, like we'll get you on here.
Absolutely, Pistol Pete. That's I mean, of course, we all know Pistol Pete, but I think he's a new viewer, so welcome.
Welcome.
Diggs or Xavier Worthy? You know what? It's funny. I don't know that we've ever been asked Xavier Worthy. Maybe 1 or 2 times. And it's probably just because people have him on their bench.
Yeah.
Like already.
It's been bad.
I'm gonna rock Diggs here.
Yeah.
They're both trending down, but I think you get a PPR scam in Diggs. Potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we see it every year, like in the fantasy playoffs, like some player that's like cooled down, like suddenly just like heats back up, like when you least expect it. And that kind of feels like Stefon Diggs this week. He's had the week of rest from the bye week. It's his former team again. He went off against them earlier in the season. it's a big game. Come on, Patriots, Bills. I assume there's some playoff implications on the line here. Divisional implications. So, I mean, the Patriots are going to want to use their best players. I have to imagine. Like Stephon Diggs is their best receiver. Like I'm thinking. I mean, it's going to be feast or famine, but I definitely at least see a scenario where it's a big game here.
That's what I would play personally.
Yeah,
agreed. And Michael Hart's saying, did we see Cam Newton's speech about how upset he was that they were giving Rivers an opportunity, but overlooked him? Look, okay, here's my question: did he do this on like, I don't even know what these shows are called, First Take or something? What even show is he on?
Is he on a show?
I know he's on some kind of show. I didn't see it. I don't know a show. I haven't listened to Cam Newton. I could see that being like some scripted thing. Maybe I could see that being a thing. He's like, oh come on, Phillip Rivers. I mean, he's got a good point. He's probably what's Cam Newton? Probably 35. Phillip Rivers is 44. Yeah, I mean, I could see him generally being upset about that actually.
But Cam Newton was really like falling off though, like toward the end of his time, and like I mean, he's like, I mean, how much older is he now? Like, I mean, he's got to be like pushing 40 or beyond.
He's probably maybe 36, 37. Actually, I was thinking 35, but you're probably right.
He relied on his mobility so much. Like, I mean, he didn't look very good at the end. I mean, he had kind of like a little resurgence, like with the Patriots. That was kind of fun. And then he like returned to the Panthers. I think he had like one good game for them, and then kind of came back to reality. Like, it wasn't really happening. I mean, great player, like, in his prime and everything like that. But like, come on, like,
I don't blame the Chargers. By the way, I would take Phillip Rivers the Colts. I would take Phillip Rivers over Cam Newton right now easily, which is hilarious because it's Phillip Rivers. But
yeah, I mean, at least Rivers isn't relying on his mobility. So like, I mean, he's always a statue. So
yeah, exactly. Like he's at least got his brain and hopefully a little bit of that arm left. I can't wait for that. That is gonna be like absolute cinema. Here's my bold prediction of just like how this. Here's my hopium of this game. It's gonna be like the first drive, and Phillip Rivers is gonna like either like march the ball down or he's gonna just like chuck some bomb up to Alec Pierce or something like that.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that happening? I don't know. That's my prediction. I think we're gonna be, if we see that happen, by the way, of like an instant Phillip Rivers touchdown. It's gonna be like, get the popcorn ready, like here we go, like, and then maybe it's just like actually just like an avalanche from there, and they just
I mean, who doesn't love a good fantasy zombie? And hey, I mean, like, I wouldn't be opposed to Cam Newton coming back. I mean, hey, you got something to show us? Like, hey, let's see it. I mean, I just pulled up his game log, so it looks like he last played in 2021, which is more recently than Rivers. He was actually still running the ball. I mean, I'm looking at his rushing game log here. It's like I'm seeing like 10 for 47, 15 for 71, touchdown in each of the games. So, hey, I mean, if you think you can still do it, like, hey, I'd love to see it.
I love seeing these quarterbacks come back out of retirement and stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, why not,
I would way rather see them than Brady Cook. Who cares about what Brady Cook's going to do?
Let's get Cam Newton out the Jets. Like, I mean, that would be a lot more entertaining than Brady Cook for the next few games. 100%. So I'm all for it. Cam Newton, come on down.
100%.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Oh, Todd's real on. Okay, he heard the Nathan Peterman reference and right on cue.
Late, Todd.
Took him a few minutes, but welcome.
You're a little late on that, but you can't be right in here every time.
He knew he was going to get in here eventually.
He's driving home. He obviously had to pull over the side of the road, and then when he could, like Kyron or Harvey. Harvey.
I'll agree. I'll go Harvey.
100%.
Likely or Warren. That's kind of a fun one. I mean, what do you think? Is Rivers going to lock onto his tight end, or are we just going to go with the hot tight end going against the Bengals here?
For good reason, people are worried about Warren. Very good reason. I think there's some true PPR scam potential here. Potential of Rivers maybe surprising us a little bit as well, and maybe we get a touchdown. I think Warren could. We were talking about on the phone. I think there's a potential, especially it could be like Josh Downs, Pittman, Warren, whatever. I would say Warren feels like the most likely one of him just locking on and just getting the ball out quick and often to a certain player here.
But I'd rather avoid it if I can. Like, I mean, if I'm, desperate or don't have anyone better, like, sure, throw Warren out there, hope for the best. Maybe it works out. But I'm starting Likely.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have a decision between any of these guys in any leagues. Actually, I do have on Warren. I'm playing Warren. So Yeah,
But
I'm
you
playing.
don't have Likely on that roster, right?
No, but if I did, I could just imagine I'd be playing Warren anyways. Honestly, that's just that could be wrong. I'm intrigued to the Philip Rivers Warren show here.
I mean, I feel like we could go out against the Bengals and like catch like 3 for 30. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
unbelievably like historically good how easy of a matchup it is. I mean, it's just like the easiest thing ever.
Yeah, I'm curious. What if it's the Mark Andrews game though? You know, but
They're both going to eat. They're